Boy
And
against
then 90
Sans,
seconds, by the way.
even against like Savero to some extent. So the fact that Deposit decided to go for the aggressive flicker Farsa play instead meant that they were very, very confident. But then they go for the high-lows roam with the Lucas EXP as well, and there's just not enough setup for you to really burst people down with your ultimate.
Gilak Sans.
Gila Sans.
704. Total 87 GPM with a total of 92% kill participation as well. He's been hearing out for his enemies, man.
Oh yeah,
He
for
can
sure.
hear everything.
That's the Lionel Messi pose.
Oh, it was
After winning against
Is it actually?
Netherlands in the World Cup. Yeah, that's when I think he got a lot of hate as well when people were downing him. So I guess for Sans, it's pretty accurate too.
I think people
Second
have
area?
been doubting a lot of these players for a while, right? They've been receiving a lot of criticism because Onyx isn't quite at the peak as it was, but this is looking like a much better return to form. Like the aggressiveness, the proactiveness, the
it
micro
enough?
plays. That is the question, isn't it?
It's always the question. Is it enough? And it's just one series. To be fair though, it is against EVOS Holy.
It is against
And-
a second place team.
Exactly,
in
and
Group B.
even for EVOS Holy, they have given us an amazing matchup against some of the crazy teams in the Group B themselves. So even for Onyx Esports, even though they haven't had a very good initial run here in the group stage, it is still relatively fair to say that they are definitely still in for the game, as they have managed to rack themselves up with a total of 7 points. At this point in time, still kind of neck and neck with Team Falcons if we don't consider Team Falcons' current score before this game started.
Yeah. I think the criticisms are still pretty fair though towards Onyx, right? Because despite the win here that looked very dominant, an amazing game 2, amazing game 3 that definitely shut a lot of doubters and haters' hate and comments, the criticism is warranted. I think they have looked very, very shaky at times, and the fact that they haven't been able to get a single sweep victory means that they still have a lot of work to do.
Yeah.
I think they know that too, and I think they will continue to work on a lot of the mistakes that they made in the group stage.
Yeah, I think consistency right now is what Onyx Esports needs to be chasing, because their performance in Game 1 and then Games 2 and 3 are just worlds apart, which is great, right? They obviously were able to refocus themselves, they came to some sort of conclusion of what they needed to change, but why did Game 1 go that way in the first place? That is not like a simple mistake. That was a fundamental issue in the way that they were approaching the draft and gameplay. So they gotta be able to make sure that does not happen again.
But we don't talk about that anymore
Why?
at this point in time.
Why not?
I don't know, it just doesn't sound like something.
Because Abstract said so.
Oh my god!
Ooh. Wait, no way!
My
No
god!
bloody way!
Aurora went on 0-4 in their first day, and then they beat Falcons. Sorry, they beat Onyx yesterday 2-1, and then now they beat Falcons 2-1. Dude, Aurora has got to be the weirdest team of all time. I have never
I
seen a
think this
team.
is just the weirdest group of all time.
Yes, but we were talking about the inconsistency of Onyx. I think this team is more inconsistent. Like, they are consistently inconsistent.
Yeah.
They are the type of team to do really good in Snapdragon, and then right as M6 comes along, get grouped, and then still do well in Snapdragon, and then in the group stage, day 1, go 0-4, and then continue to beat the top 2 teams.
I don't know what's going on, man. But all I know is
Aurora.
Aurora now finds himself at 5 points.
Oh my goodness.
They have 5
The
points
miracle
now.
run. It's still alive. They can do it.
The miracle run.
We
Or
did
is it
talk
a
about it.
miracle run?
If they continue like winning all their matches, they still actually can go to the top of the group.
Damn. Okay. That was a great update coming in from Stream C. But you know what else is greater than great? Sorry, never mind. Well, we got Kyrie over here.
Hello.
And this is
Hi, guys.
This is my first time saying hi. Hi, Kyrie.
This is your first time?
Hello.
Yeah, this is my
It's my first time too.
It's my
Hello.
first time. Hi. Big fan.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
Damn.
Are you guys too starstruck, or do you want to throw a question at Kai?
I'm fine.
Alright, you know what? I'll ask the question here. Yo, Kai, game 1, what happened in the matchup against EVOS Holy? It felt like Onyx, the whole team were kind of lost. What do you think happened in game 1?
I think we just had a lot of problem with our communication in game 1. Also, our plan was not that clear. So after losing the game 1, we fixed it and moved on.
I feel like we need a little bit more detail though. Like what exactly needed to happen? What did you guys have to do between game 1 and 2 to fix the problems?
Because it was
Mana dah?
a stark difference.
Yeah, it was such
Oh,
a big
warning anjir.
difference.
Yeah, it's like a chemistry problem, especially on
Masih.
first turtle. So it all went down there. Yeah.
I think it really just boils down to like a
Tes.
Game 2 and 3 were great, and I definitely say that, Kyrie.
Tes. Delay ya? Tes. Tes. Ada mixernya?
Tinggal suaranya aja.
Oh, masih pending ya? Oh, pending lama. Tes. Tunggu ya. Warning apa nih? Warning. Ada kan?
Tuh ada. Udah ada.
Ininya nih gimana nih? Media source.
Good job on this game.
Thank you.
You guys have quite a game that you guys are gonna have to go up for next. In fact, you guys are going up against RRQ Hoshi, which happens to be yet another Indonesian team. So what you gotta do, or rather, what have you guys prepared for against RRQ Hoshi? Any special mention against them?
Actually, we didn't prepare anything. It's like we're just gonna play like usual. Yeah, we didn't prepare anything special.
So
Yeah,
it's
we're just
mostly
gonna
about
play
confidence.
and do our best. Yeah.
I like that answer. You know,
Yeah.
they have been doing that. I want to ask you, Kyrie, about the surprises that we've seen here in Group B. I don't know if you know the updated scores, but Aurora just beat Team Falcon, so that puts the
Yeah, I
group
know.
in a very weird spot. What do you think of the group so far? Like Group B has been crazy.
Yeah. I'm not really focusing on the other teams. We're just trying to improve every game. So whoever we face, yeah, we'll always give our best. Yeah, but our bracket is pretty crazy.
Yeah.
This is a very crazy bracket. Now, also, okay, this is just a very random question. It doesn't mean anything at all. But Kyrie, which one do you think is better in terms of color? Is it like blonde or red? Doesn't mean anything at all. Just, which is your favorite color?
Actually, what question? Sorry.
Blonde or red?
Blonde or red? Which is a better color?
Yeah, I prefer red.
Interesting. Okay. But on a completely different question, a completely different situation. Why blonde hair for you? Is that an inspiration or
Is it
anything?
back to M3?
No, actually, I really wanted to try blue, but I already did it like when it was M5. So I'm just trying a different color right now.
What's a color that he can rock?
Pink? I think we've never seen
No, thank you,
ash.
no.
I don't think we've seen ash gray Kyrie. dude.
Ash
like
gray.
white hair.
Ooh,
that would
pretty
look
good,
fire.
actually.
Yeah.
Yeah, technically
Yeah,
that's
we'll
purple
see, you'll
conditioner, right?
Huh?
Purple conditioner, and then you can get into ash gray.
That's actually true, yeah.
Yeah.
Dude, I
Yeah,
wonder what
we-
hair products you
we'll
got.
see,
Because you
we'll
got
see.
like really good hair even after dyeing your hair. I dyed my hair once and it died, dude.
Right.
It was dead.
Actually, I haven't been using any shampoo for the past few days.
Oh, that's how.
That's
it's
how.
too
Taking
dry.
care of it.
If you wash, it's too dry. bro.
Yes, it's all about the natural oils.
Yeah.
And it's kind of tough for me to not wash my hair. It's really tough. But do we have anything else? Let's see.
I think for me, do you have a question, stuff?
No, I think you can go ahead.
All right. I mean, I just want to ask you, Kyrie. Obviously, here for Group B, we still don't know who's going.
We
But
still
for
don't
Group
know.
A, we
Yeah.
know Onyx PH and Team Liquid are definitely gonna go, and
Yeah.
there's just one more match to determine who's gonna go. So maybe a prediction from you, Kai, BTR or SRG. I would love to know your opinion.
I'll go with the. I think I'll go with SRG.
Hey,
my boy.
doesn't mean
Yeah,
anything to
because-
me.
SRG.
No, because they were
Completely-
the one who beat it. Yeah, they were the one who beat us at MSC 2024.
So that's respect.
Respect.
Respect. But
It's
come on.
okay, man.
There's some kind of respect needed for Bigatron for the best team in the world as well, right?
The silence is everything we need to know. It's
But go-
okay.
It's not us. It's not us. It's not you. It's not him. It's something else. But thank you so much, Kyrie. Do you have anything
you,
that you'd
thank
like
you.
to say to your fans before you sign off?
I just want to say thank you so much for supporting Onyx and me and my teammates, and we'll always try to do our best on our upcoming matches.
All right. Thank you so much, Kyrie. Thank you, and
thank you.
congratulations
Thank
to
you.
Onyx Esports.
Thank you.
Take care.
Thank you. See you.
Oh my God, I talked to Kyrie. I look like I was like super composed, right?
Yeah,
I was good, right? I was good,
Yeah,
right?
you did not.
We
you
could
did not.
yeah,
just-
we did
yeah,
not
shut
tell
down.
that there
Yeah.
was anything different about you at all.
Yeah. There's nothing. I was like super composed. I was like super fine. You know, blood rushing and everything.
That was a good
it for a
question, though.
moment.
Sorry, red or blonde?
I'm actually surprised though. I'm not. Do you guys think?
No,
they
I swear, if
caught
you
it?
ask King Kong, he would definitely just say blonde. They will glaze each other.
Yeah, they're all friends.
They're
you know?
friends.
They're
And
all
Onyx
chill.
PH, Onyx ID, they're one.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Sister teams in the first
together.
place.
What's glaze? That's another Gen Z brain rot term again, huh?
It's not even a brain rot term.
I mean,
It's not?
it started off as
Did
kind of
it?
brain rot.
I
don't
guess a
know.
little bit.
It's a bit brain rot, but it's not entirely brain rot. You should know what glaze. Have you not been on the internet for the last like 4 months?
No.
Well, actually, he hasn't.
no.
Okay.
He actually
Then-
hasn't.
Then it makes sense. Then that makes sense. Yeah.
Oh, my age is
He's been
showing.
dealing
I'll
with.
tell you after. I'll tell
He's
you
been
during the
dealing
break.
with offspring.
Yeah. What a way to say that, but
Yes.
yes,
Dealing with
it's actually right, but in a very different vocabulary terms. I gotta have to say. But ladies and gentlemen, thank you so
Like
much
glaze.
for tuning in.
Like glaze.
Like glaze. The only thing I know in glaze is donuts. But
Close enough.
wait, really?
Yeah, close enough.
So sugary and sweet.
Yeah, absolutely.
I'm glazing, guys, but I don't know what I'm saying. This might end up really bad, so I'm just gonna cut off to the show, cut off to the break before I say anything else more incriminating. I don't know. Yeah, I'll see you guys. Don't go anywhere. Goodbye. Yeah.
The Snapdragon Pro Series is brought to you by Snapdragon Elite Gaming and DHL.
The journey to greatness starts here. From the 11th to 13th of April, the race reaches its peak at the Tennis Indoor Sanaya. Tickets are live. Be part of the climb and secure your spot now. Be part of the journey. Witness the rise to the top.
All I need is saving from hitting the pavement, understanding when I'm impatient, that only I give to me. All I need is a little love in lonely places, the strength to stand fear in the face, that only I give to me.
trying to push it. They're running out. It's one.
Being as the world champion enter the Snapdragon series, people are gonna look them as the highest benchmark. So they're gonna show that they are really the real deal here, and they're gonna show that they are the strongest team in the Snapdragon.
Looking at their performance during Snapdragon, it looked like it was easy for them. They looked dominating. And it's not like dominating from one or two roles. Every single player is a very big problem. So I feel like the way that they play is exciting, it's explosive. But it's really not fun for the other teams to fight against them.
Pendapatku Onyx, ya kita semua tahu lah mereka emang salah satu tim terbaik di dunia, bukan di PH doang ya. Kayak belum ada yang bisa ngalahin dia. Kayak jangan kasih dia mendominasi terus.
Tingin ko ngayon, may mga in-improve silang mga bagay lalo sa mga kinulang nila nung time na naglaban kami nung Grand Finals ng M6. Pero wala sigurong specific na idea kasi hindi na namin sila naka-scrim ulit eh. Siguro mas expect ko na mas papahirapan kami ngayon ng Team Liquid. Kasi nung M6, nung finals, tsaka nung mga laban namin, hindi kami ganun nahirapan ganun. Parang sobrang luwag ng game na kalaban namin sila. Kaya expect ko ngayon na parang ready sila na kalabanin kami. I think Liquid ID, they show some persistence throughout this tournament. So I think their current roster, very fresh blood.
Looking at the players, I feel like TLID they can do it. I feel like they can be stronger than they were a few weeks ago, a few months ago.
Pas di final itu, pas kita kalah, campur aduk sih. Kayak kita kalah tapi emang yang udah beda aja gitu levelnya. Bukan kalah yang ada faktor edge yang emang dari segi game kita. Senang, semua tuh campur aduk lah intinya. Tapi kalau misalnya persiapan buat ngelawan Onyx lagi di turnamen kali ini, mungkin kita mulai membenarin cara latihan kita sih. Tuh, yang kemarin-kemarin salah kita benerin pelan-pelan.
Similar lang sa sinabi ko kanina na hindi kasing dali nung game namin sa M6. Kumbaga ngayon, alam namin kung saan kami lalamang, pero i-expect namin na may mga bago rin silang ilalabas ganun, tapos marami rin silang improvement.
Ekspektasi kalau Onyx sih tetap sama ya, kita 2-0 biar ngebus mental kita juga, cuman ya balik lagi apapun yang terjadi kita hadapin bareng-bareng.
Kay Pambian, siguraduhin mong makakabawi ka.
Welcome back to the Snapdragon Mobile Challenge Finals Group Stage Season 6. And right off the bat, we have the most awaited game, the most awaited matchup. This, ladies and gentlemen, is the M6 Grand Finals rematch between Onyx PH versus Team Liquid Indonesia. Both teams, both players, Aaron Chiki, they were literally just glazing each other. I'm learning.
You're learning.
I'm learning. And I gotta have to say, this is definitely a game to behold. And I'm not the only one here that is going to be enjoying this game. Right here with me on the other side of the couch, I do have Sadaffa and Mr. Rendaffa.
I might again. Okay, you know what? Yeah, let's
Let's
commit to
look-
it.
let's just
Every
branding now.
time I'm here with Sadaffa, I am Rendaffa now. That is
Yes.
100% official. And why are you hyping up this match? I mean, it's all right. No, I'm kidding. Of course, we're getting it in the group stage of the Challenge Finals. We're not even in the playoffs, and we're seeing these two face off yet again. We are spoiled.
Literally a rematch of the M6 Grand Finals. The first time these two teams will be facing off ever since, what happened all the way back then. So I'm sure we're all eager to see what kind of evolution they've been through, how much growth they've been through. Is it a repeat of history, or are we going to see a subversion of expectations? So much potential in this match.
Well, for some of the audience out there that is kind of wondering, how does that look like between Team Liquid Indonesia and Onyx PH? As you can see, the matchup history so far, and unfortunately, for Team Liquid Indonesia, they have yet to get a single victory 4 times in a row against Onyx PH. And their matchup history is a 2 wins, 10 losses spree. All the way starting from the M6 Grand Finals, Upper Bracket Finals, we've got a Swiss stage, as well as the Season 6 Open Finals. It all went towards the side of Onyx PH. But when it comes down to the group stage, I gotta have to say, they have definitely shown us quite a bit of a performance. and some of you guys may be wondering the stake involved as well, is not much actually, because they are already at the top of the bracket and they are already guaranteed their slot in the playoffs.
It's not much if you're looking at it from merely the points perspective and
Yes.
seeing who will make it into the playoffs, but it means a lot when it comes to the pride that these two have for this matchup. The interesting thing is this rivalry began here in the Snapdragon Pro Series in Season 6 for the Open Final. But the real ones know it really began on social media when both
Social
of these
media?
two,
Yeah.
when both of these two would trade a lot of interesting jabs and banters. Actually, in real life, they're all very close friends. That's why they openly give each other ish, you know?
Ish.
Ish. Yeah, leave it at ish. I still want to keep my job for a few more days.
For a few more days.
For a few more days.
Just a few more days.
Just a few more days.
Fair enough. One thing we also need to remind everyone is the very potential perfect run here for the group stage, right? Every single one of these games that Onyx PH as well as Liquid Indonesia have won, it is all in a 2-0 sweep. And right now, I think it is very impossible for us to be able to see a complete perfect run 2-0 between these two. We gotta have to respect that. It will be a 3-game series, but to who? That's the question.
Yeah, a lot of people, it's going to be the favorites going in of Onyx PH, of course, since they are the world champions. We already saw their history, right? Only 2 games lost out of 12 against TLID in M6, in Snapdragon. Thus, they are very used to dealing with them overall. Like Renoir has already pointed out, TLID has actually been very impressive throughout SPS. There's been some times where they're shaky, but they have a way of winning games when you least expect them to be able to. And that has, that's just like carried them all the way through this way. So maybe something unexpected will happen. Maybe they can actually pull the rug out from under Onyx this time.
Man, this came a little bit early. I was hoping that it would be like the final game of the day. But hey, in the middle one, it will wake us up. And that will prepare us for more of an exciting game later on. And it just so happened that it's also going to be a Indonesia game versus Indonesia game. But we'll get to that in a bit, because whenever it comes down to Indonesia games, somehow Mergo is always like not that. But at least it's not Bigatron this time. But you know, we can kind of move that point on. But anyways, both of these teams we've mentioned playoff bound. As you can see, they are already going on towards the playoffs, and this is all about the ego, it's all about the perfect run, it's all about the rematch. There's so many things that we are just layering on top of one another, but these players, they know exactly what they are here for, and that is to give themselves a great run and to see how they can further improve themselves for the playoff.
Yeah, and these two teams know exactly who they're going up against. They've all been very vocal about how leading up to M6, and I'm not sure if it's still the same when it comes to leading up to SPS. They scrim a lot, really, they're all very close, a lot of messages exchanged between these two. So the familiarity is there. And when it comes to the familiarity, the advantage obviously has to go to the side of Onyx PH. The multiple times that they've defeated Team Liquid ID in broadcasted international tournaments, they always say the same thing. We faced them already. We already know how they play. So TLID really has to come into this with something different rotation, something that'll shake off Onyx PH and throw them off so that Onyx PH will feel like as if they're going up against a different team.
Will today be a special day for Team Liquid Indonesia? Well, we're gonna have to watch to find out, as now we do have got the caster predictions. It seems like when it comes down to Sadafa, he's the only one with the 2-1, while in the meantime the both of us just went 2-0.
Now, hold on, Abstract. Earlier when you were opening the show, you said this would definitely go to 3 games. What's all that about, sir?
Something's not quite right. So yeah,
You also predicted a clean sweep, though.
No, yeah, I mean, I am Rendafa. I am your beast mode. If
All right, you're
Stafa
right.
goes 2-1, 3 games, Rendafa beast mode goes, this will be a clean sweep for
You know
Onyx
what?
PH.
You know what?
Why
That-
do you keep,
that makes sense.
You keep disappearing
I
more
got
and more.
something that I got something.
Did you drop? Your suit is white, man. Don't get it dirtied up. Well, no, the floor is clean. Seriously, dude, what happened? Now the dodo is going there. All right, so the dodo is gonna be the host now.
This is the perfect chance for us to
All right.
take Abstract's job.
Okay.
But let's talk about Onyx Philippines, alright, Renma? What do you know about this, guys?
Well, one of these men here has Savage already in the Snapdragon Pro Series not Open Finals, Challenge Finals. And his name is Kelra, and I mean, best team in the world. World champs. Oh, what else I gotta say? They just still look so good. And it's not like it's been a completely clean run for them. Yes, they haven't dropped a game, but they got quite shaky in game 2 up against SRG, where it looked like SRG could have forced the game number 3. But despite being down, at one point being down 4-0, maybe even more in terms of the kills, they were able to turn things around. So Onyx sort of like reminded the rest of the world that yes, we're known as the team to dominate early on and just ride it out from the early all the way up to the late game. Well, the question is, can their opponents even get to the late game? But they've shown that they can come back if ever they need to.
Yeah, on Stream A, we've gotten a lot of games of TLID, and we've always talked about how this is a very rookie lineup that surprised the world by rising the ranks into second place. But in a similar position, Onyx PH are actually quite new as well. You know, they don't actually have that much MPL experience and yet have risen through the ranks to become the strongest of all time. There's a reason their initials are literally OP. This team is all busted.
Completely overpowered. As we have got Onyx PH, they are the one that recorded the very first Savage in the Challenge Finals. Of course, credit over to Kelra. This guy, boy oh boy, are they scary and are they strong? I have no idea what Kelra is doing, but it seems like he is really breathing in the air. In the meantime, it is also a winning streak for them as they have not lost a single game since the Challenge season. TLID, boy oh boy, they have a tough and very, very steep hill to climb.
Yeah, wow, Onyx PH, what else can we say? I guess we'll just see what happens. It's a little bit better if we talk more about their opponents because, surprisingly enough, well, actually no, not so surprisingly, it feels like TLID are going to this as the underdogs.
Yeah, but TLID, they have did whatever that they can throughout this entire part of the group stage, and I would love to have Sadapa tell us a little bit more about them.
We've got the Cavalry right up here, a team that has surprised many and has consistently dominated Stream A since day 1. Aran, Fabian, Yehizkiel, Witty, and Aaron Shiki have surprised the world and captured the hearts of many with a very aggressive and bombastic playstyle. This is a team that knows how to bring their own personal charisma to the Land of Dawn, and it oozes through the way they approach the game. However, they are not a perfect squad by any means either. There can be shakiness, and their tendency to play in an aggressive and sometimes scrappy way leads to gaps in the armor that can be taken advantage of by a more solid lineup. And up until now, Fnatic, Onyx PH, no longer Fnatic actually, that's why they are, you know, rebranded, have been able to find those gaps.
Now, when it comes down to TLID, I always look at them and be like, yeah, the way that they play is very reminiscent to Cambodian playstyle, where all they want to do is team fight, and not just normal team fight, scrappy team fights, which somehow actually works, which kind of the same thing for Cambodia.
They're the Brawl Kings.
Brawl Kings.
Yeah. And now that that's still very evident for TLID, with what Dafa said, maybe Onyx Philippines will be able to capitalize on that. But Fabian has a 100% win rate this season with his Suyo. So
Fabian,
as
Sigma
always,
Suyo.
Yeah, his Sigma Suyo. As always, he needs to start with the draft, and even, you know what, there might even be a chance Onyx Philippines might still just give the Suyo, see what happens.
I think so.
But sometimes it's hard. That's a hard thing to read with Onyx PH. You could go into it and think that, oh, they're so strong, they don't care about the comfort. But then multiple times they've shown they do care about the comfort. And even there are certain heroes that, let's say in a game number 1, looked like it wasn't causing them problems. Surprisingly, when we head to game number 2, we see that they're banning that hero that we thought was overlooked, but for themselves was actually additional problem. So Onyx PH, a lot of respect comes from different angles.
Now, one thing we gotta look out for, definitely 100% win rate so far, so we gotta put that away. But one thing that is interesting to look out for is their game duration. Because we talked about how when we talked about Onyx PH, the way that they play the game is they dominate in the early stages and they would want to be able to really solidify the deal at the late stages. While TLID, they power
Yeah.
through the early stages with their fastest game at 12 minutes on the blue side and the average at around 15 minutes.
But what is very interesting and unique about TLID is the fact that they're not really an early game aggro team. These are players that, like you mentioned, Asbrek, are somehow able to power through even when they're behind and just overpower their opponents through pure micro mechanics. Their first tower rate earlier actually was very, very low. It was like 12% only, but they're still able to get advantages very cleanly throughout the early to mid game. And I think that kind of affects the kind of heroes we see picked and banned from them.
Yeah, and another thing about Team Liquid ID is something that's been evident with their playstyle. They really understand the power spike that comes in at around 6.5 minutes up to the 8-minute window. Teams going up against Team Liquid ID always need to watch out for that time. If you are in the lead heading into 6 minutes, you have to bank on the idea that somehow, somewhere, Team Liquid ID will find an engagement that will allow them to get the lead and allow them to retake momentum in the game. They're just so good at that. I had to double check a fact just now, actually. Onyx Philippines right now, alongside being undefeated, are the only team that each of their 5 players have garnered a game MVP. So all 5 have been an MVP at least once in their games, while for the challenge finals alone. While for Team Liquid ID, majority of their MVP honors actually goes to Aaron Shiki and Fabian, which doubles down on the idea of just how good they are at fighting. Well, because you need damage, so that means they're a little bit more carry focused.
Actually, that is very true to what LaFell said, right? When they are looking at Onyx PH, every single one of these members are a problem. It's not just 1 or 2 star players. Everyone knows their role very well and plays to the team.
And I think that is the small difference that really allowed Onyx Philippines to consistently come out on top against TLID. But we can't deny, TLID has been getting better at playing together as well. Literally, when we interviewed Fabian the other day, he no longer was the type that would be like, oh, I'm gonna solo kill King Kong. They're playing for the team, that's personal growth.
Now, when it comes down to the team statistics for Onyx PH, the one thing that we did a comparison about is the game duration, so let's do the same for this one. As Onyx PH fastest game was 9 minutes and 6 seconds, with their average at 12 minutes, shaved all the way down to 12 minutes. That's a difference of 3 minutes between Onyx PH and Team Liquid Indonesia.
The Onyx PH aren't just a team that play fast, they play so decisively. One of the most memorable moments of their documentary that showed their run in the M6 World Championship was something that Coach Wynot said in a huddle. He was just like, are we going to hesitate if we see a play? No. As long as we see a play, as long as we can see a sequence that we can make, then we go ahead and make it. And you can really see it in game. They're the team that is always doing something. If not, you're looking for a team fight somewhere in the map. That's why they're so hard to deal with.
Now, when it comes down to the heroes, this is something that we can definitely talk about too. Moskov, Granger, and Joy. Top pick 4 times. Hilda and Jawhead coming up onto 3. Well, of course, when it comes down to the most banned heroes, we can pretty much expect the same thing when it comes down to Fanny, Loi, Sin, and so on and so forth. But these, when it comes down to Onyx PH, they don't care about what other heroes that we've seen before, such as the Badang or the Lucas, although it will be pretty fun to see that.
It would be pretty fun, right? We want to see some variations in the way the
Badang
game is
XP.
approached here, right? Yeah.
Badang XP.
Badang Rome has had a terrible win rate up until now. So let's see if we'll get to witness that once again. In the draft for game number 1, looks like Onyx Philippines are going to be on the blue side with Team Liquid taking the red.
Oh, Jawhead respect by Onyx PH. Again, one of the rising picks of Challenge Finals. I thought that maybe they'd want to leave it open, but they were thinking of the potential surprise threat of it coming in the first 2 picks. Considering that Onyx PH would want that early game, they'd rather not face him against a hero that's great at shutting down early games while making a good early game for the team that has him.
Also, getting rid of the Phobius immediately makes you think that they want the Joy. So Team Liquid ID, they had the choice of letting it through or not. They'll decide to ban the Fanny instead. So I'm pretty sure they're gonna give King Kong the Joy here. Otherwise, like maybe they're first picking the Harif or the Granger. It's still open, but Phobius seems very, very specific.
Yeah, or the Suyo. I mean, if they are gonna fall down the idea of respecting the undefeated pick of Fabian so far in the challenge final. So all the power picks are available, but that means that's a 2 power pick swing to the side of Team Liquid Indonesia. Onyx PH were tackling the Aran problem, so they pick up the Granger. They deny a comfort for Aaron Shiki.
Ooh, going for the Granger instead. This means that Fabian can pick up the Joy if he wants to, but I do think he's a little bit more comfortable on the Suyo overall. And there's always the worry that if you pick up the Joy, then the opposing team will just draft like the Tigreal or the Veloric to immediately counter you. These two teams are quite evenly matched up, so that can be a pretty big risk.
Yeah, first 3 picks, Tigreal, Valentina, if ever they get a little bit too greedy with the first 2 picks here. They do pick up the Joy. If it's Joy Harith, it's a little bit too greedy, so they go for the Eve instead.
For sure, everyone would want thought that it is going to be a Suyo over to the side of Team Liquid Indonesia, but that means that Onyx PH now has the opportunity to pick up the Suyo for themselves, and of course go for another comfy pick. Quite literally, a lot of heroes that can really fulfill that B3 pick if they want to go for the safe pick. Hylos can never go wrong.
Yeah, Hylos is pretty safe against Eve, but I don't think Onyx is a team that typically wants to play safe. They go for the Cho instead for lockdown on the Joy, and then the Hayabusa instead. So Suyo just not going to be in contention for game 1.
Interesting. But the Hayabusa makes sense with the Eve on the board. They needed the backline access that could threaten Eve's placement in team fights. And at the same time, you also have a great option for splitting safely. Well, we've seen teams try to actually answer Onyx iconic 4-1 split where they leave 4 around an objective and then 1 to just split push and macro the map. Hayabusa would be great as the 1 spot. Team Liquid ID though will pick up the Badang. Flex pick still feels
as Aran pick though.
Yeah. Aran already made a huge play with the Badang yesterday. So I think we're all definitely hoping that it's going to be the Badang EXP. If any team is going to do well on Badang Rope though, I would expect it to be Team Liquid ID, so they can still keep it somewhat flexible. But now that the first 3 picks have been grabbed, we're going to go into the ban phase where we immediately see the Valentina removed from the board. This makes sure that Onyx will not have their own RWM and keeps open the possibility of a Lucas.
Lucas Tigreal are options for Team Liquid ID. Usually when you see a Cho on the other side, Tigreal is one of the picks that you want to go for, and the Valentina ban while the Tigreal is open is usually one of the main signals you have to watch out. So I think Onyx PH is deeply considering that. But they're also still respecting the chip the TLID has shown. The only team that has shown chip in Challenge Final so far has been Team Liquid ID. Yeah.
That would explain. Chip really just fell off to the point that no one really cared about Chip at all. Like first 3 pick, what is that all about?
I mean, come on, man. It's the Witty party. So you gotta respect the
literally,
Witty party.
literally gained the name the Witty party because of his chip gameplay. So understandable respect from Onyx PH, even the glue being removed. The Veil ban, also very interesting from Team Liquid. This is actually a main pick you see sometimes to counter dive assassins.
Yeah.
It's something that Liquid actually could have used themselves against the Hayabusa, but since they already have Eve, they don't want to give Super Friends an answer against the Joy.
Yeah, if this is going to be an early Tigreal show by Team Liquid ID, Onyx PH might actually go for a Roma Kai and then XP the Kirk. XP the Kirk. XP the Cho.
XP the Kirk.
But when they got the Kacha up and a lot of magic damage on the side of Team Liquid ID, they need magic damage of their own. So they might actually go Edith for the EXP just so that they can get a little bit more magic. And their mage for Super Friends. Usually it's the Farsa, but the Farsa here might be tough. I think they might just settle for a Vexana or Aurora.
I think Aurora's not bad. Vexana's also not bad. Either is a safe option. They go for the Vex instead. As for EXP lane, Edith is not something we get to see very often anymore.
Is there a probability we will see the Cho tag onto the EXP just so that they can play around with Tigreal?
It's not impossible.
That is 100% an option. That's one of the usual swings of Onyx PH, and I think that's what they're considering right now.
Lucas.
Go for Lucas. Okay.
I was wondering if they might go for that, but I actually figured it might be better to go for like something else, like maybe a CC just to match up like in overall rotation speed, but since they're going for the Cho, they do need a tankier bruiser to take the front line as well. So Lucas definitely fills in that position pretty well for Onyx PH. It does mean that they're a little less tanky overall as a lineup though, so that's something that they're gonna have to play around.
I think they were also thinking about the damage because the lineup of Team Liquid ID, the threat with going up against the Joy, especially if it has Fabian, is that they can snowball. If the Lucas handles the lane well enough, then at least the Lucas can be that source of early damage. Well, Team Liquid ID will go for the Moskov with all of the dive on the side of Onyx PH. You need that space creator. At the same time, they needed a hero that can threaten a safe far lane push.
So we do have Team Liquid ID. Well, mostly playing for team fights, especially actually very much for team fights with the RWM, with the what was that again? Fist break and fist crack and all. And let's not forget about AOG. So TLID, what you got against Onyx PH though? Because let's be honest here, you would want to break their spree. You want to set a record. You want to change something in this match 1, or rather game 1, match number 2. This is the Grand Finals rematch. You gotta show us exactly what you've got. Team Liquid Indonesia, let's go.
Much evolution has occurred between these two squads in recent times ever since their previous meeting in the Grand Finals of the M6 World Series. Onyx Philippines looking to retain their title as the strongest team in the world, and Team Liquid ID eager to steal the throne away.
One of the main things you have to really watch out for when you're watching an Onyx PH versus Team Liquid ID match is number 1, who wins the first initial trading of pokes for the first 2 minion waves. So you see Hezkiel was already forced out of the region, Superfence hasn't popped his. So little things like this, the details are what these two are counting. So Onyx PH will decide to not contest that first litho, so the sentry will go to the side of Liquid ID.
Yeah, looks like Briscoe will take some bit of poke damage here, but if we're looking at the mid duo and how quickly they're able to clear lane, there isn't actually too clear of an advantage here, as both sides are going to be able to manage rotations pretty cleanly overall. King Kong though, going for the mid lane, he's just a little bit of XP off of level 4. Hits it slightly too late, so Witty will survive.
Second minion wave meetup at the mid lane, another usual thing that happens between these two, and they force out the Revitalize from Witty. So that's 2 of the healing abilities that Team Liquid ID would want to use. Gone. Let's see if the Revitalize will be back in time later on for the next big meetup. Usually these two don't like to rotate into the gold lane because they just want to set up the farm for their gold laners very well, draw attention away, and just meet up in the center of the map or in the jungle.
And we do get confirmation as well that it is an Aran Badang, so luckily for us, no Roam Badang this time. That allows Team Liquid to play slightly more aggressively, right? Since they have Witty on the Guntot opening up the map for them against Briscoe's Cho. Now the first turtle gonna be coming up right now.
Tough boots built up by Briscoe's Cho. So it should help with all of the crowd control that he has to deal with trying to get vision.
Yeah, he's already messing with Fabian. Kirk comes in, gets caught in the RWM. Fabian retrieves the turtle away. Kirk pops the benches, but is stuck between 4 members of Team LID. So first blood goes over to Fabian.
And King Kong is going to lose his orange buff. He was brought down low right before that turtle spawned. Kirk just tried to trade something. That's a Onyx PH thing to do. Just find the trade. Luckily, Team Liquid ID decided not to invade the orange buff, so he'll still be able to get that, but this slows down the snowball of Onyx PH just a little bit.
Yeah, you already mentioned as well during the draft, Renmar, that Team Liquid has a better team fight combination, and right, AOG, RWM, they got the Fist Crack as well, so it's gonna be very easy for them to just 5v5 Onyx overall, who on the other hand, kind of have to play around pickoff, right? Since they have the Cho, Lucas doesn't actually tank quite as much as Gatot either, so they need a bit more finesse.
Joy and Granger, they see each other. Oh, Fabian! He found Kelra, who was trying to get the Scaled Lizard on his side, but Fabian was able to read the rotation that Kelra usually wants to do in lane to balance out and get a little bit more farm.
Yeah, great timing and rotation knowledge here. Being able to cut off Kelra while he's trying to get a little bit of farm behind his tower. So even more advantage going over the TLID now.
Thunderbelt rush for Aran, so he's gonna start building up stacks as the Badang. And because of that little trade, it's 600, nearing on 700 gold lead for Aaron Shiki in the gold lane. Keller rushing the Hunter Strike. Let's see if the Golden Savage is able to balance it out a little bit in terms of the farm, because Team Liquid ID are supplementing Aaron Shiki very well.
Oh, in the meantime, Kirk being caught out by 3 members down bot. Fizzcrack locks him in place. Vengeance keeps him alive. RWM trapping him behind the tower. Literally nowhere to run. Perfectly placed by Hezkiel. But now Aaron Shiki gets ganked instead. AOG comes in, cuts them off. Witty able to keep his gold lane alive against a 4-man gang.
Yeah, and because of what happened to Kelra with the kill on him by Fabian, OnyPH decided to call for the gang. Kelra!
A mistake!
He still got caught by Kelra, and just like that, in a snap, this is what we were talking about when it comes to OnyPH. They love to trade around the map.
Yeah, the turtle now being traded. Fabian steals it away and bursts down. King Kong killing spree to the joy. Now chasing Kurt and Briscoe, but doesn't have enough stacks of skill 2 left to continue chasing. Witty and Yehezkiel are here. The flash combo knocks up 2, but Kirk doesn't have enough damage. And because of that, purple buff is stolen by Fabian. Kelra wants a kill, but Revitalize means he cannot get it.
Yeah, and just like that, Team Liquid ID answer back. Fabian sees Kelra again.
Yep, he's going back in. Electrifying beat, the 5th break. Traps 2. Another double kill to Fabian.
Flame of Fave, too sweet for the Filipinos to handle right now. 6-1. And it looks like the string of losses that Team Liquid ID has garnered against OnyPH has bubbled up into this. Them in the lead, considerably so, 5 minutes into the game.
A massive advantage right now already. 3K to TLID. 5-0 on the Joy. We have no. Oh, RWM in the mid lane looking for Super Prince. The 2-man knockup with the Eternal Guard. Yehezkiel gets punished as Onyx collapses. Spear of Destruction will connect, but TLID not gonna look to continue this one.
Okay, OnyPH decided to collapse into the mid, try to force a little sequence. They were able to get one. Let's see what else they can get, because TLID are still looking for more.
Fabian scouts out Kirk and Briscoe. Aran is here as well, but I don't think it's the angle they want. So Team Liquid not gonna try and force things here.
Both mages already have their first item, Glowing Wand. Starlium Scythe already built up by the Joy, while King Kong just finishes on Hunter Strike, 1,300, and climbing, or closer to 1,500, is the gold lead that Fabian has up against King Kong. 5-0-1 already.
You never really want to give a lead to a Joy in this way, especially to a player like Fabian. So TLID can definitely play around him right now. And Aran has already been able to participate in a lot of fights as well, even though ordinarily Badang shouldn't actually have that much pressure this early on.
Now Team Liquid ID will be able to get this turtle without a problem, as OnyPH will concede it. So that's the first 3 turtles going to Liquid Indonesia. While OnyPH are just trying to protect their side of the river, see what other farm they can get for the Hayabusa and the Granger. They're just waiting for the power spikes of those two. Brusco goes in!
Flicker, Wave of the Dragon gets the kick on Aran, but AOG cuts off OnyPH. Witty takes a lot of damage, survives it with Revitalize, but RWM comes out in backline from Yehezkiel. King Kong on top, Fear of Misery knocks him back. Meanwhile, Shadow Kill, King Kong picks up Aaron Shiki while Fabian is in the backline dismantling Super Prince. It is absolute chaos as Briscoe re-enters on Fabian. He is left by his lonesome. So Kelra shuts down the Usurper.
Absolute chaos leads to a decisive victory for OnyPH in that fight. Team Liquid ID were handling it relatively well up until OnyPH were able to ignore some of the abilities that Liquid ID were throwing at them. At the same time, the Shadow Kill finding Aaron Shiki meant a good amount of the damage for Liquid Indonesia was taken off of the game.
Now, Onyx was able to just scrap that fight to victory, basically, allowing Team Liquid to think that they had the advantage, and then just baiting them out and waiting until their cooldowns were ready again to re-enter. Especially giving Kelra the shutdown on Fabian is huge. That is a 6-kill bounty that will immediately, like, just... What's the word? Just, like, boost him up in terms of farm.
Boost him up, he'll get the compounding interest if we want to get really fancy. He'll start building up for him. And despite the 2 early deaths in Kelra, just building his third item, he went for the Skypiercer third. So they're banking on the idea that eventually they're going to start getting more kills for this Granger, which again, could be devastating if they do get those kills and they get those fights. And what we were talking about earlier about how Team Liquid Indonesia has that inherent timer in them that around 6.5 to 8 minutes they will try to find a sequence to level things out if ever they are at a deficit. That's exactly what Onyx PH did there. They forced that fight in the river to get it to the point where Team Liquid ID's early lead has been almost wiped out. So it's a little bit more of an even ball game for this first Lord.
Onyx is aware of their power spike. They know what item timing they're gonna be able to face off against TLID a little bit more comfortably despite an early game deficit. So yeah, like you mentioned, only a 1k gold lead now for TLID here, but they will still retain control over the Lord Pit. Aaron Shiki going to be left to farm up top lane. The Moskov is actually 0-2-0, so not having the best time in comparison.
I think Harass already built up by Widdy. Decided to go for the robe as his first item, so he gets a little bit more of the magic defense that he needed to build, especially up against Vexana's early pokes.
Kirk forcing out Flicker on your Hezkiel. Now going to be taunted, but still very, very healthy. But that means his ultimate is basically all gone. Shockwave does some poke damage. Kelra comes in, does a lot of damage to Widdy, but Revitalize keeps him up. RWM kind of wasted, but a beautiful mid-range locks down King Kong into the AOG. Kelra bursts down Widdy in return as Fabian now goes on in. Once again, a beautiful stun from Aran. Double kill to the Badang, and Kelra is out of energy. Team Liquid take control and the Lord.
Decisive entry by Aran. He garnered back-to-back MVP games in his previous game, and now he finds the big play. 3-0 and 4.
He's chasing. He gets a killing spree. He found the Joy. He found Fabian.
Oh, he was able to get him. All right. And because of the kill onto that Joy, he was able to build the Sea Halberd for himself. Unfortunately, that Fabian only just got to build up the Blood Wings. The little bit of shields probably could have helped him at that moment, but no point crying over spilled milk. But at this point, Team Liquid ID are in the lead. Onyx PH will need to handle a push that will potentially mean the downfall of their middle turret if they decide not to defend it.
I think at this point, TLID are innately aware that Kelra is actually a huge problem. This Granger does a lot of damage. You saw how quickly he was melting Widdy of all people in that previous fight. Aaron Shiki is still a little bit behind on gold, so they're gonna need to wait for this Moskov to really match up. And until then, a lot of their team fight depends on Aran's setups into Fabian's electrifying beats.
Should be at around 30 stacks now for the Skypiercer of the Golden Savage. TLID, it's just Aran showing himself here. Onyx PH just had to focus on the Lord and give up the middle turret. More defensive items coming in for the frontliner. Athena shield already for the Skata Kacha. And another tower falls at the hands of Liquid. Onyx PH's map has just gotten so small now.
Yeah, this is still very not ideal for Onyx Philippines. Kelra is fed, that is for sure, but the less room on the map they have to play with, the easier it's going to be for Team Liquid to go for flank angles. Fabian is always going to be searching for this Granger in every single team fight, which means that Onyx just kind of has to turtle in the base somewhat unless they can guarantee safety pushing out.
Kelra has the Magic Blade, so should help with the little shield that he could get, especially when Fabian looks for him inevitably. So a little bit more magic defense for the Golden Era of Onyx Philippines. While Aaron Shiki has had a good time farming, it's actually Kelra in the lead with the farm. Aaron Shiki hasn't been able to get any kill or assist, but he has been handling the macro. The pushes and the side lanes that Team Liquid ID has came from Aaron Shiki.
Team Liquid still continuing to be aggressive. Fabian was able to steal the purple buff away once again. Rose Gold officially means Kelra's build is complete unless he intends to switch out his shoes later on down the line. The Lord coming up in another 20 seconds and TLID already setting up macro on the other side of the map.
There's a hungry Hayabusa right now. It's Team Liquid Indonesia go for a 5-man distribution in the bottom half of the map. See what Onyx PH will do in response. Okay, they're going for their 3-2 split now. Reading the objective, and of course Brusco just hovering around to help Kelra get a little bit more farm from the minion wave. On PH, I'm pretty sure they know at this point that Iran Shiki is threatening the side lane push. Let's see how on PH will commit into this, seeing that they know where the Moskov is.
Yeah, Team Liquid ID can feel comfortable letting Aaron Shiki push bot lane since Spear of Destruction can just bring him into the fight whenever it is necessary. Now they're positioning aggressively. They're looking for King Kong. King Kong tries the quad shadow in, leaves one inside, but TLID is keeping the position. Kirk in the backline, RWM catches two. Eternal Guard knocks up TLID, the Lord, locked down by King Kong as Fabian is distracted. He was kicked away by Kirk, but he's gonna lose his life in exchange as now they're gonna find two. Kelra gonna be able to find some pickups in backline himself as Aaron Shiki comes to join in the fight, and that is going to be a triple kill for Fabian. Kelra looking for more, doesn't have the Death Sonata stacks anymore. Aaron Shiki fighting him directly with the Wind of Nature. Kelra dashes forward once again, that might be a mistake. Aaron chasing him, flickers forward, not able to finish off Aaron Shiki, and Fabian gets the shutdown.
The control that Aaron Shiki showed, he could have stayed, he could have tried to get that kill, but Team Liquid ID told him, hey, you've got us and we got you. Fabian has gotten Super Friends.
The unstoppable streak for the usurper, for Flavor Fame himself, as Team Liquid ID prolong the fight and bait Onyx Philippines into facing him directly. The Lord is cleared up eventually, but that is a momentum swing back in favor of Team Liquid.
Liquid ID able to balance out the fact that King Kong stole that Lord away. It diminished what could have been a massive win for Liquid ID, potentially even a game-ending win. But they were able to get the kills that they needed to get. But with that sequence, it is a harsh reminder for them that yes, Kelra's damage as the Granger really hurts. But it's also a reminder for Onyx PH that you gotta be a little bit more careful, because Liquid ID are more careful now. So calculated. 11-2-4 is Fabian's Joy, fully built already at this point. And Kelra just got hit with a poke damage from someone. Was that the Eve and the Moskov together somehow? Was that just the Eve? But that hurt.
He was getting juggled basically by the remaining members of Team Liquid, which is unfortunate, but Onyx actually had a good idea of starting that fight, right? They entered with Kirk, baited out resources, then Brusco timed his way of Dragon perfectly so that Fabian couldn't retrieve the Lord, but then after that they're kind of spent, right? They're split apart, and Team Liquid can just pick them off one by one. So they still gotta be able to balance out their gameplay somehow.
4,000 and climbing is a gold lead of Liquid Indonesia, but at this point in this game, just one or two item advantage, and Onyx PH will have the resources to balance things out or even commit a fight if ever. But yet again, no purple buff for this Hayabusa. Good ID has been starving them. Was able to get it. Oh, Super Friends was able to get it though.
At least that's something for Onyx PH,
something.
but you don't want to be in a position in a game where you have to say like, hey, at least we got something, right? Especially being Onyx Philippines, the champions of M6. Renmar, what do you think they need to be able to do in this position to turn the game around?
Well, usually they will play for trying to win it around the fight, sending the 4-1 split, try to balance it out with the turrets, as they just hope that the 4 left around the objective are actually going to be able to win and get the kills. So far, Liquid ID have been executing the team fights a little better, so now they just have to bank on the fact that they need to play the team fights better. So both have gone for a 4-1 split, so 4-4 around this objective. Fabian already sees Brusco!
Brusco! Immortality is gone! We see King Kong trying to save him, but he's not going to be able to do so. Ogi Shadow Kill though shuts down Fabian. In the meantime, Aaron Shiki in the backline on top of Kirk. Vengeance pop RWM trapping King Kong! He's picked up! Winnie slays Kirk as well. The beast is down. It is now a 4v2. Kelra still alive, looking for Aran. He actually dodges the mid break, and Kelra shuts down the Badang, continuing the snipe from behind, but his survival was key for Onyx Philippines.
Kelra and Super Friends remain, but Liquid Indonesia, they will be able to get this Lord without a problem and without their jungler. Way too risky if Kelra and Super Friends got close, but it looks like, will they? Could they? Can they?
Kelra still trying to go in. Eternal Guard
Ouch.
misses. Yehezkiel gets terrified as Aaron Shiki tries to jump on Kelra. Once again, the Lord is low, but no jungler is alive. It is a 50-50. Aaron Shiki secures it. Kelra drops low. Spirit of Destruction misses. And now Aaron Shiki needs to back off as Briscoe is back. But he gets terrified. Dashes out of the Lord pit. Looks like there'll be no further casualties here.
Less than 100 HP remaining on the Lord when Super Friends hit it with the Cursed Blast. We thought that the Vexana could have potentially taken it away, but just a little bit left. And one basic attack from Aaron Shiki meant that Liquid will be pushing with this third Lord of the game.
Aaron Shiki had faith. He literally stopped attacking the Lord when he saw that skill indicator.
Yeah.
Because he knew any more damage would probably give the kill to Super Friends. So
Exactly.
really good micro. Again, showing you why these are the strongest teams in the world. Lord will crash in mid lane, does some good damage. Spirit of Destruction lands
hits.
on bottom. Aaron Shiki jumps in, gets knocked up, isn't able to kill King Kong, but the damage is done as Onyx cannot defend their bot tower. Fabian looking to threaten. Kirk trying to find an angle as Purify is forced out, and Aaron Shiki is able to dash back through. But Kirk comes in! 3-man push kills off Aaron Shiki, but they're taking so much damage in return. Fabian with the electrifying beats, he gets kicked into the wall, but he's not picked off because Aaron is there to defend Ogi's shadow kill as the base is exposed. Winnie, eyes on the prize, baby. That's going to be game 1, going to Team Liquid ID.
Liquid Indonesia immediately from game number 1 have already destroyed the predictions of mine and Renmas. 2-0? No. We gotta respect. We have to respect. This game is out of this world, and at this point in time, we would need Onyx PH to execute a perfect sweep, a reverse sweep, in order for them to continue their run as the, continuing on to the legacy of winning TLID every time.
Yeah, this is a different Liquid Indonesia. How they were team fighting there. Fabian's entry. There are 2 members of TLID that I really want to give focus on. Hopefully they're not going to get overlooked. It's Aran and Yehezkiel. Their timings. They knew that what their kit brings is, for Aran, hard lockdown setup, really good damage. So he was saving it for the entry of Kirk, for the entry of King Kong. Bring up that wall, bring out that stun and the combo. While Yehezkiel, with the reach that he has, is doing everything he can to take Super Friends out of the team fights. Especially with their last one, Yehezkiel, you can see the skill indicators of the Eve were all focused towards the Vexana, knowing that that was the best tool Onyx Philippines had to clear waves and safely poke Liquid Indonesia, because Kelra was also busy trying to handle other things.
Yeah. I think we already knew going into this game that TLID had the better team fight lineup. It's just a lot easier to execute with all the big ultimates that they have on their side, and then the joy as well, which Onyx Philippines will always have to be dealing with. On the OP side, they do actually need to go for pickoffs, right? They have the Cho, they have the Hayabusa. That makes it a little bit more difficult for them because they need to be the ones in control of the map. And TLID is just not a team you can gain control over easily.
It's kind of scary how, because OP, they want to play the macro game. They have a lot of ways where they can make cross-map plays. They have very high mobility heroes. Of course, Hayabusa as well as Cho, they all know they can definitely get themselves to places. And of course, that pick-off strategy definitely works well whenever they want to play a macro game. But this doesn't seem to be very true going out against TLID. A lot of these objectives were just not taken. Although I gotta have to say, Onyx PH did manage to take a single Lord, but when it comes down to getting a single turtle, that wasn't possible at all. They didn't really manage to get any form of, advantage in the first few minutes of the game.
Yeah, but you saw that Onyx Philippines acknowledged that, and they were trying to win different sequences. They got that lore, they were able to get a little bit of push off of the sides, although they could have gotten more towers, but because Indonesia were covering their map too well.
They have heroes that can cover a map very easily, right? And they already had lane priority somewhat as well, right? We look at the mid lane, we already know that their mid-roam duo is very good and somewhat even from both sides, right? So there was no clear advantage there. But I think a lot of the early prio has to go to Aran, right? Because he was able to join fights so early on. He was just not bothering trying to match Kirk in lane because he knows that he is such a strong setup for his team.
Now with the MVP, Fabian, 13 is to 3 is to 6, with a total of 811 GPM and of course 95% total kill participation throughout the entire 19 minutes of the game. I gotta have to say though, this Joy has been zooming throughout the entire battle and he's just been finding so much advances. All the way to the back lines, I'm pretty sure that even when it comes down to Vexana, boy oh boy, Super Prince is having a tough time.
Yeah, Fabian, no other way to put it, this game from him was just crazy. With that KDA and the timing of his entries. Interestingly enough, Onyx Philippines took this trade, the draft. They first picked the Granger, they gave the Joy, they picked the Vexana into it. Of course, that was one of the last picks that we mentioned. Could handle it well, but Fabian just played this too well. His combinations with Aran, it seemed like they knew that their entries together would cause so much havoc, and especially for the first two highlights that we just saw, it was Aran and Fabian starting things out for Liquid Indonesia.
It's extremely explosive the way they went in. And you don't really have a lot of time to react to that as well.
Yeah, I think the rotations and timings are just very clean coming in from TLID. Right from the beginning, Fabian was already able to pick up so many like easy early kills for himself just because he knew where he needed to be on the map. And then, after that, there's no real way of controlling it. Even here, I feel like Kelra needed to back off when he still could. I know that it's so tempting when the opponents are so low, but they are literally juggling him. They're controlling him there. And then after that, the team fights are so well executed because Witty and Aran are just cutting off paths for Onyx.
Liquid Indonesia just, again, this is the most impressive form I've seen them recently. These two teams really bring out the best in each other. And not to downplay the victories that Liquid Indonesia has had so far in the Snapdragon Pro Series Challenge Finals this season, but there's just something about watching them, their team fights, how they're handling it, the entries. Really, you can see and tell that they're playing with a huge chip on their shoulder. And it just, again, color me impressed. It hurts as a Filipino, but color me impressed, Liquid Indonesia.
Facts be facts.
I'm not crying, you are.
No, it's crying.
It's only game one.
I'm not crying in the other room as well as I watch it literally stream A, B, and C. Well,
It's
speaking
okay,
of which,
Abstract. It's okay.
do you know what happened?
What happened?
It's kind of illegal to have all these 3 games happening at the same time. We have Bigatron Alpha going up against SRG. We have CU Soon going up against Team Flash. And then we also have Onyx PH versus TLID.
What happened to the
Oh
no, did they? Oh no.
One game though.
It's a
Well, that's
sensitive
one
topic for
It's
him.
one game.
Okay.
We have to
we're seeing
respect.
stream updates. Hey, SRG,
Oh
good
my
for
god,
them.
bigger throw!
Oh no.
They were leading. They were leading.
They were leading that game?
Bigatron was leading.
Oh, dang. All right, okay.
All right.
Well, I mean, they are fighting for literally the last slot.
Yes.
In Group A.
Yes.
Whoever wins that series wins the last slot for the playoffs because Onyx and Liquid already secured it.
Yes. So this is quite literally the most amount of pressure there is.
It said also see you soon is one game up.
And of course, when it comes down to the rest of the show, it's definitely great and all, but there is more than when it comes down to the Snapdragon Mobile Challenge Finals. We have the Snapdragon Mobile Masters. And of course, when it comes down to this, there is a QR code right over there. Pick up your tickets. They start from 10,000 IDR, which is actually less than 1 USD. It's very open to everyone, and it will be happening at Jakarta as well.
Yeah, same venue as M4. Teams from all over the world. You can count it as a World Championship level event. 80,000 USD for the winner of the tournament. Why not? Just go.
It literally is the World Championship event for Snapdragon. So, like, if you guys wanted to watch a tournament that's on the same level as like the M Series in the middle of the year, then that's where you guys need to go.
If you guys really want to know which team it will be the best team in the world, that is where you're gonna have to go to, and that's how you're gonna be part of it. But speaking of being part of it, we will be part of the most exciting game here in Stream A. very soon after this very short break. If you guys want to stay tuned to how this series is going to turn out between Onyx PH versus TLID, make sure you guys check back in 2 to 3 minutes time as we are going off for a short little break.
The Snapdragon Pro Series is brought to you by Snapdragon Elite Gaming and DHL.
Stranger to the fire, burning up all my desire to be greatest days coming your way. And no, I ain't no stranger to the fire, burning up all my desire to be great. I gotta just open the gate. All I need is saving from hitting the pavement, understanding when I'm impatient that only I give to me. All I need is a little love in lonely places and strength to stand here in the place that only I give to me.
And we are back again for the Snapdragon Mobile Challenge Finals Group Stage Season 6 Day number 3. With the second series of the day, we have witnessed one game between Onyx Onyx PH versus TLID. With the very first game moving forward and in favor of Team Liquid Indonesia, I gotta have to say they played their hearts out and they are almost there to completely clear their name and make sure that consecutive 4 losses.
It will be the first time that TLID has defeated Onyx PH ever, I guess. I don't really know if they won against them like in the far past, but if it did happen, it would have been a different lineup entirely. So I'm gonna assume that it would be their first victory ever if they're able to achieve it.
They're vying for a perfect run too, let's remember that. If they were to take game number 2, actually that would be a little bit scary. That would be a statement to the entire world that we too owed the world champion.
Yeah. I wonder if Onyx Philippines are probably, I mean, they're thinking about winning the whole dang thing. But maybe a part of them, each and every one of them are just thinking, am I petty enough to really just win this game number 2? So that if ever they can't say that they swept us, and so they won't have the perfect record. If I was Onyx PH, I would be that petty.
That's not even pettiness at that point. That's what you gotta do, you know? You need to win in this position.
But for showmanship, technically, get that win and they're like, oh, look, 0-2, they want us, they're better. And then go back to the playoff, it was all a lie.
Wow, setting up for the long game.
Let them have that very short moment of euphoria, only to immediately steal that away from them.
You sound like the comment section right
But they wouldn't say it so...
stealing candies away from the kids.
Yeah, they wouldn't say it so eloquently, you know?
Yeah.
It'd be in much simpler language.
No, they would. There would be people who would make like 5-paragraph essays about how, Onyx Philippines lost on purpose. Or vice versa, if it was Team Liquid ID, it would be like, TLID lost on purpose. I love our community, man.
I think
You
I
guys
read
are
too
the
much
best.
comments at this point in time. I'm absorbing. It's all about manifestation.
It's all about manifestation and copium. I think all of us are pretty used to huffing some copium by now, right?
I don't know, man.
That wasn't meant as a personal attack, but
The shoe fits and that's a size 7.
collateral damage, I guess.
Collateral
Bro,
damage.
you have small feet.
I do actually.
That's pretty cool. Must be easy for you to buy shoes. It's different.
Technically, yeah, it's actually pretty easy. I can just walk right in. Got a size 7? Yeah, perfect.
That's because I have a massive sock. Because I have big feet. Hey, Granger again, but it's liquid.
Ow! Okay, we're in the draft now. So that's perfect. Let's talk about this real quickly. As Team Liquid Indonesia have banned out Loi, Harif, as well as the Hilda, while Onyx PH banned out the Joy, Fanny, and Ju Sin. So what's available on the board? We have Granger that's ready to be picked out. We are looking out for a possible Suyo on the side of Onyx PH, unless they want to kind of change things around.
There is the Alpha Matilda.
Alpha Matilda! We actually still have yet to see the Alpha Matilda. In fact, Alpha and Matilda and all Matilda, we haven't seen that at all.
Okay, Onyx leaning into the team fight angle instead of stealing Badang and Eve away from Team Liquid ID. I like it. I think it's a good idea. Both these teams like to fight. If you're able to force scrappiness from your opponent better than they can, then it'll be a lot simpler for you to approach team fighting in the first place.
Okay, they don't have to worry about the really difficult run pick to deal with unless they're not gonna Phobius at this point because there's an Eve on the other side. And this maybe Lucas might just be the best bet for Haran right now.
Would it be too early to immediately hop in on the Gatukacha just for the taunt on the Eve?
Oh wait, no, yeah, that'd be a great pickup. And Naran has shown that EXP lane. Gata Gacha, he's one of the few players who do it. So big time picks. Okay, that is a top global Matilda with a Matilda in his hands.
Witty the Wise himself on the Matilda. Now gonna be able to pull people in and out of danger. Literally, it's a great way of saving people from RWM or Fist Break if they get caught out on their own. So really solid pickup here from Team Liquid ID, even denying the most meta jungler still available. That is the Suyo. So Onyx gonna go ahead and lock in the Granger counter before it gets banned out.
Okay, so with them, with the Irithel, you have someone who's mobile. So whatever mid lane pick that might end up in the hands of his skill shouldn't catch the Irithel so easily. Even for the Suyo, it's not the easiest job in the world to catch an Irithel. Plus, it just meshes. Those three actually mesh well together in team fighting and skirmishing. So they went for the offensive routes first. The Badam is still flexible for the side of Brusco. You also still have to watch out for a CC potentially coming up for Liquid Indonesia. But I love this ban. This could have been a fantastic pick for Yehezkiel in the mid lane, but Onyx PH took out the Navaria.
Getting rid of a scouting tool, a way to poke from afar, and we've already seen the Novaria Granger combo many times here, so Onyx not gonna give them that opportunity. As for Team Liquid ID, I think it might be worth considering getting rid of more frontliners. I feel like if you give Onyx a Hylos as well, at this point it'll be very difficult to play around since Gloria's pathway with Irithel makes a hard to catch hero even harder.
Yeah, that's true, but part of me thinks if... Okay, they take out the Hayabusa. Yeah. Does Onyx PH need more offensive tools, or can they just play a little bit more defensively here? Because you already have the Matilda that will almost always get into position first, will 100% break the formation of the real-world manipulation, and can easily send someone alongside the Matilda to annoy Super Friends in the back. So, okay, so Onyx PH decided to go on that route that Phobius could still be a problem. They take it out, but now they have to watch out for Savior of Farsa on the side of Liquid. But damn, good bans by
burst potential.
Hard focus on King Kong here.
Yeah, it's 2 King Kong picks gone already. They might be stuck with an Alpha without a Matilda for them. No, they're not. No way in hell they're gonna go late.
There's still a possibility of a Julian.
True. Julian's a bit niche right now, but can be strong. We've already seen it being played by 1 or 2 players. I remember.
I don't expect the AA Julian though. I think it's
I feel
still
like
gonna be the
AA
standard.
Julian is just D-build now, though.
Really?
Yeah.
I would say, yeah, picking up the RGM may be nice as a defensive purpose, but maybe not full on AA with a Windtalker.
Show, okay. So, Show Roam, Badang EXP.
Nice, I like that. I like that.
If Team Liquid wants to directly win out EXP lane, they can either go CC or go into a tank like Gatot to just like sandbag out the Badang. These are two options they can go for since Phobius is already gone. Otherwise, they're still looking for their mid laner as well, and there's not a lot that can really match the lane priority of an Eve. You can go Valentina to steal the RWM, but it's still a difficult hero to execute in the current meta.
If they want reach and dive, just go Gotcha and Savior and or Farsa. I feel like that'd be really annoying to deal with. Oh, they get Valentina. Oh.
Wait, Valentina wasn't banned? Oh.
It wasn't.
Yeah.
Okay,
this
so a
is,
free RWM for them.
yeah, and that's devastating. This is a fantastic draft by Liquid Indonesia.
Winning lane in XP.
It's gonna be another really tough game for Super Friends potentially.
This is gonna be a fast-moving, fast-paced game from the side of Liquid ID. They're most definitely gonna be all over the map, and in fact, I think that Onyx PH may suffer a little bit when it comes down to that form of mobility.
Yeah, and even if you go Alpha here, it's really tough. Fanny's gone. All the best assassins right now are gone.
Does it go like Guinevere jungle or something?
What are they lacking right now? If you're talking about crowd control, that might be the case in an AoE fashion.
Trust. No, looks
actually,
like it's just the alpha pick. All the other meta junglers
stuff.
are gone, so
Great draft by Liquid ID. You can clearly tell just how much they prep for this. The two drafts, how they might play in this game number 2.
It's the
feels
blue team.
personal. Oh yeah, it's all blue.
well, I will say I do feel like Onyx draft is a little easier to play overall. There is a bit of executional difficulty coming in from Team Liquid because they only have the glue as a front line since they're playing Matilda Roam.
Oh, fair enough. So now we're moving on to game number 2. And this is literally the M6 Grand Finals rematch. And at this point in time, Team Liquid Indonesia, they have went up against Onyx PH, against the man, Kelra, who managed to get himself an amazing Savage. And this is the fight for the perfect run here for the group stage. This is going to be a very amazing game here into the land of Dawn.
History has already been defied as Team Liquid ID strikes first blood, taking a victory away from their rivals who stole their potential throne at M6. Now eager to push it all the way to the finish line with a clean sweep, will Onyx Philippines be able to stop them in their tracks? We are going to see if that is possible because, yeah, Team Liquid ID in game number 1 was terrifying.
Okay, looking at the emblem, so Master Assassin for Kelra. Other than a laning advantage, it does mean that he can catch the backliners off guard if ever this is the very aggressive Irithel that dives into the backline. Saw a heavy rotation downside for Liquid ID, but Kelra ran into it and decided to hug the turret to avoid getting ganked early on. So Liquid Indonesia, let's see if they're gonna replicate their rotations from game number 1, wherein it was Kelra heavy, and then come the team fights, always look for Super Friends.
Looks like it's a bit hard to do that now since King Kong is being escorted very heavily by his team to just farm up as fast as possible. Alpha has one of the fastest jungle clears out of most heroes in the game, so that is something that they can take advantage of. So TLID don't really seem too perturbed. They're playing 4 Impure Rages, by the way.
Yeah. So Liquid Indonesia also, one of the players holding the Impure Rage.
Drake connects with Fabian, but he's able to dash out just fine. I don't think either team really wants to force a fight just yet. Yeheskiel gets caught in the Void Crystal. Onyx is moving around his 4 very heavily.
Yeah, they know what they can get with a 4-man rotation plus an Alpha on their side. Brusco already trying to control Widdy Turtle. We'll see if King Kong will put an ultimate to get closer.
Yeah, Fizz Break connects once again on Aran. Actually commits the Fizz Crack to it. Turtle dropping low, but Fabian's right on top of it as the glue is in the backline. RWM on both members. But Onyx actually getting chased down. The Split Blade connects on King Kong, pulls him back into Team Liquid ID. And a Circling Eagle to disengage as well. Turtle secured first blood as well to TLID.
That was a perfect entry by Aran. Committed the flicker once he knew where King Kong was, got him with the grab, and that meant that TLID have now denied a big snowball for Onyx PH happening within the first 4 minutes. Let's see what Onyx PH will do to equalize. They might try to go for steal in resources downside. Just gonna get the golem. Are they gonna go any deeper maybe as far as the orange buff? No, they won't.
Wait, he might have actually taken that with the Death Sonata, so...
I think it did.
Team Liquid ID not even allowing Onyx to get free farm in their jungle. They want to be as efficient as possible. Aaron Chicky takes a big amount of burst from Keller, but guess what?
Witty's
Here
here.
is Witty with the circling eagle that knocked out into the Wisp, and the final auto attack takes out the Irritil.
On point rotation. Witty was there. Aaron Chicky baiting out Kelra, making it look like, oh no, I'm so low, you might be able to get me. Here comes Brusco though.
Briscoe gets the kick onto the Valentina, right into the two-man Spear of Alpha. Guiding Winslow pulls out Yehezkiel, and he steals the Spear of Alpha, knocks up King Kong with it. Blade Surge connects Witty, picks up the kill on King Kong. Briscoe with the three-man knockup, but he's all by himself, so Yehezkiel finishes him off as well.
Badang pushing in the top lane. Liquid Indonesia pushing Onyx Philippines to their limits. Already 4-0 for the Indonesians and for the Team Liquid fans. Damn, this must feel so good.
This is such an unexpected result. We already know that Liquid can be pretty aggressive early on, but to have such big leads in the early game against Onyx of all teams in both games thus far is unheard of.
Yeah, we talked about it earlier. Onyx PH has had many times before their 4-0 series win streak against Liquid ID. We know them so well, but now Liquid ID have adapted, and it looks like they're reading Onyx PH incredibly well in this series. The fact that they're up this high, heading into the second turtle, let's see what else they can build.
This time though, Onyx does have control over the turtle pit. Aran tries to jump in, all of them at once. King Kong gets the turtle though. Split in backline, RWM finishes off. No, Fabian's alive! Okay, he finally gets bursted down by Kelra though. So Onyx PH currently coming out on top. Super Prince a bit too far up, has to flicker away as Briscoe continues to fight, gets the cake purified by Witty. Not enough damage from Aaron just yet. Team Liquid going to have to disengage with this.
Liquid Indonesia, really, I'm so impressed by how they're moving right now. Yes, they did lose members there and they lost the turtle. Great execution by Onyx Philippines. At the same time, that could have been an even bigger Onyx Philippines win, if it feels like. The Liquid Indonesia of a few months ago would have continued fighting, would have tried to hunt Brusco, and would have fallen into the trap of getting surprised by Kelra, who was hiding in that shrub near where Brusco was standing, making himself look like an attractive target. But Liquid Indonesia decided to back off instead.
Yeah, there's been a lot of growth in terms of discipline for TLID throughout SPS here. That's what makes them even scarier than they were at the M series. Onyx Philippines gonna need to figure out how to deal with that somewhat, but that previous engagement, getting the objective and a kill on Fabian is gonna help them catch up just a little bit there. The net worth difference actually only be about 1k 6 minutes in, so it's not too bad. Blazers connects, and Super Prince nearly dies, but pops the RWM, finally gets bursted by Aaron Chicky, but he trades his own life in exchange as the rest of Onyx is surrounding Team Liquid. Split though will delay their entry, so it ends up being a 1-for-1. Spear of Alpha, King Kong looking for Fabian, drops him to 40%, but doesn't quite get the finisher.
Wow, Onyx Philippines and Liquid Indonesia trading their own mid laners. Or actually, no, it was a trade win for Onyx Philippines since it was Aaron Chicky that was taken down. King Kong committed the ultimate, but can he get away from this safely?
Yeah, that's a two-man stun. Not quite enough though. Witty tried to pull Aaron in, but King Kong was still able to get his way out of the sticky situation. TLID trying to find something in mid as well, but Onyx now switching into defensive play since they want to keep themselves alive for the turtle.
Yehezkiel, let's see if we can get vision on to Super Fizz and steal that real world manipulation that's been problematic for Onyx PH to deal with, and Liquid Indonesia are bursting this turtle down.
Great zoning from Team Liquid. Very clean, very easy for Fabian to just get that turtle, blitz it down. Onyx already knew it was unlikely they could break through there, so they just gave it up.
Next big sequence might happen somewhere in the river, around the jungle area, usually with how these two move. So Onyx Philippines are trying to leverage the middle minion waves coming in. It's going to be around trying to hold it, but heavy presence around that area means that Onyx Philippines is showing themselves. Liquid will defend the turret in the mid, but now the center of the map in the river is being held by Onyx Philippines. They're going around in 4-man. Again, the iconic 4-1 split. of Onyx Philippines, sending King Kong alone in the far lane, while Onyx Philippines will try to find a push as 4.
And they are sticking to that formation right now, playing around mid lane, trying to catch TLID, rotating back down. Aran's gonna scout the push though, sees it, circling Eagle on Briscoe, goes for the knock-up on Kirk instead. Not really the angle TLID needs to start a fight though.
Yeah. Onyx Philippines has a good position right now with King Kong coming in a potential late entry angle, but now he's been spotted by Widi and Aaron Shiki. And see Liquid ID putting a lot of focus into holding the river right now. They know they can't give up position here, because if they do, Onyx Philippines might be able to get some victories with pushes. Now they changed the 4-1 split. What was King Kong as the 1, now it's Kelra pushing down bottom. That will get Fabian's attention. And usually at around this point, this means that within the next 10 seconds, one of these two might try to make a play for something.
I don't think it's going to be Onyx just yet. They're playing in a controlled state right now, knowing that they can split up Team Liquid potentially. Aranto gets caught with the fist crack. It's a full 5-man collapse. Arnold M popped by Hezkiel. Meanwhile, the kick in, Aran gonna be able to flicker back. Actually pulls King Kong out, but he loses his life over to the Irritel as Aaron Shiki is pulled in. Super Prince traded. Aaron Shiki finishing off King Kong, but he also loses his own life because he's just too far up. And Kelra with the burst damage, triple kill.
Onyx of Philippines might have just cracked the code that was Team Liquid Indonesia's hold in this game. But with Fabian and Widi still alive and King Kong and Super Prince just about to spawn, see if Onyx Philippines will be able to get this Lord. If ever it might be a contention, as Liquid Indonesia might have the bodies. 5v5 might be the number that we'll see for this first Lord fight.
And this is what I was talking about executional difficulty, right? It's a lot easier for Onyx to just run at Liquid with their abilities and set up space for Kelra. This Irritel has now reached the point where her best burst damage is a genuine threat to a team that doesn't have a lot of frontline bulk. And Aaron Shiki isn't able to reach them very safely. This is now a great timing for Onyx to play around.
Yeah, Onyx Philippines needs to be careful with regards to Aaron Shiki getting kills. Sky Piercer as the second item. Brusco with a kick.
Ooh, misses the kick actually. It was cancelled by the split. Yeah. And now Aran gonna jump back in.
Not good.
Brusco out, absolutely gonna be used, but Aaron Shiki is just died straight away. Kelra with the eyes on the back line. Picks off one, and he's alive! Actually dead! Witty will finally finish him off, but what does it cost? 2 members already down. Kirk though isolated.
Wow.
And now Team Liquid ID looking for the reversal. Split on Aran. Pulls King Kong back, but gets cancelled by Spirit of Alpha. Fabian is right here. Hezkiel dishing out the DPS, and they're just keeping the Alpha locked down forever. It is a 4-for-1 trade for TLID.
The turnaround by Liquid. It was started off by Onyx Philippines, but it was finished by Liquid Indonesia. Fabian had no right to survive that long, but he was dancing left and right. Kelra, as we expected, would play the aggressive form of the Irithel, going for the chase. The Master Assassin might have helped him out deal that damage early on, but Widi saving Fabian. The link up between the roamer and the jungle. Fabian was brought low. He had to reposition, use the guiding wind. Widi was able to get the kill too onto Kelra. What a response by Liquid.
You can tell that they just know what their opponents are trying to do. TLID, when they started that fight, I actually thought it was questionable. Like, why would you position yourself like this? And it looked like they were immediately punished when Kelra dived in with the burst. But they were just waiting for it. They were baiting it. And this is why Matilda is so powerful in team fights as well. That flask of the Oasis giving everyone so much extra shield. Onyx were not prepared.
Now BOD, the hands of Aaron Shiki, wasn't able to get a kill in that sequence. He was the one taken down, but at this point, that damage of the Granger will be problematic for the front lines of Onyx Philippines. They'll have to juggle front line distribution between the jungle, the roam, and the EXP, but King Kong's getting punished and poked!
Ad is down to 30%. He's gonna be able to escape, but there's no resources left. And now they're committing the fist crack onto Kirk himself. Briscoe gets pulled out, gets finished off. Aaron Shiki just blows him up. And the top inhibitor is now gone as well. Team Liquid ID moments away from creating history as they are looking for the clean sweep.
Yeah, his skills, real world manipulation steals have been on point. The activations, it's countered Super Prince's own real world manipulation every time, but Liquid enters!
Fabia tries to go aggressive. Winnie pulls him out, sacrifices his own life for it. I think that's pretty worth it, actually.
Windtalker built up by Kelra on Philippines. Worth trade, definitely. As now they are down to 2 turrets in their base. The middle and the top turrets of Liquid Indonesia, first tiers, still stand. 6,000 gold lead. Onyx Philippines has the window to push out. Let's see what they can get.
Onyx trying to burst the mid lane with 5 members. Aran gets knocked up. Split comes out.
Oh,
Kurt too deep. He's caught by himself and he's just gone. Super Prince down to half HP as well. As we see Aaron continuing to scout the bushes with that Death Sonata.
That looked like a miscommunication between Kirk and the rest of Onyx Philippines. What looked like, I thought, was just Brusco trying to bait out abilities. They were able to bait out the split. Kirk looked like he was ready to full commit, thinking that maybe Onyx Philippines would go for the full dive, as there was the alpha coming in from the purple shrub area, the purple buff area of Liquid Indonesia, but they've all decided to back off, leaving Kirk getting picked off.
RWM early just to clear the way from Super Prince means he won't have it for the next fight if Onyx needs it. Team Liquid though, just pushing them back, keeping them in the base because the Lord is up.
This contention might be risky. Kelra just used his heavy crossbow, won't have it back for another 20 seconds if I'm not mistaken, maybe just a little bit longer. On the Philippines though, they're trying to see if they can somehow miraculously steal it away. It might be way too risky.
Briscoe trying to look for it, gets the knockup, but Aaron Shiki secures the Lord anyway, and that is a Cho dead. King Kong now being caught by the split. Once again, Spirit of Alpha to escape.
Winter
Crown used as well as Kirk is being chased down by the other side. Kelra with Yehezkiel in 1v1. He will end up taking out the Valentina, but what does it cost? There's already a double kill for Aaron Shiki, and the base is wide open up top. Super Prince trying to defend, trying to keep their win streak against TLID alive. There's only a single minion there. Kelra has recalled. Blade Surge connects! Unstoppable for Aaron Shiki! It's Kelra versus the world, but the world will not let him answer as Team Liquid IG subverts history and takes the clean sweep.
4 series lost to Onyx Philippines in a row, but Liquid Indonesia finally gets sweet revenge and finish off Group A with a spotless record.
4 is the magic number, and 4 is all they can have. Anything after that, no more. As now Team Liquid Indonesia completely changed the tides of the battle and completely turned heads as they 2-0 swept the world champion.
What an unexpected result. Out of everything, this is the series we were expecting to go all 3 games. And every single one of us predicted a Onyx victory.
And to make it worse, Redmar and myself, 2-0 victory in favor of Onyx PH. Now, we have been here in Stream A, watching TLID since day 1. In fact, we have watched them so many times. Stream A, we should be the one that can understand just how good TLID is. However, I'm gonna have to say though, the caveat is that TLID does have a lot of scrappy plays every now and then. Sudafa, you would probably agree.
Yep.
But their game here against Onyx PH, I think they are just a complete beast altogether.
It's a different type of scrappiness, right? It's actually controlled chaos.
Yeah. It seems like the script has been reversed. The approaches that Onyx Philippines had in this fight were still classic Onyx, but a little bit of the... They sort of forego the usual thing that Onyx does, is they're very detail-oriented in terms of who they're targeting, who they're approaching, and watching out for the late entry. This time around, they were playing a little bit more of like TLID in the past, where it's just like, all in, we got someone, let's commit this. And again, that's what we've always talked about Onyx Philippines being. but they do it with some extra attention to detail. This time around, Liquid Indonesia had so much attention to detail that the counter engages, the counter approaches that Onyx Philippines sometimes would bring in were already countered because members of Liquid Indonesia are expecting what Onyx Philippines want to do. Again, the familiarity between these two are coming in big time.
I mean, we initially talked about the familiarity that Onyx PH has on TLID.
Yeah.
They know how they play and such. We will have to say result. But this time, TLID, they got the last laugh because throughout all these times, they have been learning against Onyx PH. This doesn't work, that doesn't work. This time, it will work, and indeed, it did work.
It worked out so well. Every single time that Onyx made some kind of good play, the next moment, Team Liquid has already adjusted themselves to deal with it. And I have to say as well, their drafting this series was masterful. They knew exactly what Onyx wanted to do and were already setting themselves up to counteract it. In game 1, went full team fight. In game 2, when the Badang and the Eve were stolen away, they already knew, okay, this is how they want to play, right? We drafted the Matilda, we pulled out the glue, we specifically banned junglers to force out the alpha. It's so good.
And Widdy really showcasing why he is a top global
Yeah.
Matilda. Fantastic game. The timings that he had with the guiding winds. Although there were some times where Hiroshiki probably wished he didn't take the guiding wind all the way to the back, and he would get taken out. But yeah, other than that, Widdy was so on point here with this Matilda play.
Honestly, I gotta have to say, this is a very slippery draft coming in from Team Liquid Indonesia.
Yeah.
They have many ways to enter, there are great ways to exit as well. We saw just so many occurrences whereby they can commit so willingly, and it is quite literally a very comical team fight.
Yeah.
But they can just pull out anytime and just retreat, recall. We are all fine.
And again, I'm so impressed by Yehezkiel here and how he would target Super Fins every time in a team fight. Would be getting the real world manipulation when he can. And you could see, even with so many players under his real world manipulation, there's one guy that he's tapping the square off. It's always Super Fins.
It's the same thing for the previous game, isn't it?
Yes.
I feel sorry for Super Friends.
I'm starting to feel like Valentina as a hero is just specifically meant to spite one person on the opposite side.
Out of
Yeah,
all
yeah, yeah.
5 of you,
Yeah,
you that guy specifically.
you specifically, it's like those alien body snatcher movies, right? It's like,
Yep.
I'm going to become you and be the better version of you, right? I'll steal RWM, kill you first. If you're Lucas, I'm a better version of you as the beast form as well. It's just so funny.
At this point in time, Super Friends is just tired of being probed at.
Pretty much.
At this point, Team Liquid Indonesia, I think that they're turning heads and they are making people go absolutely speechless. Look at the masterful plays coming in from Team Liquid Indonesia. Game number 2, they went all the way through, and from the start to the end, they always had got control and they always had got economical advantage.
Yeah.
Even after fights where they lost 3, they and at one point in time, Kara even got a triple, but none of that phases that shield.
The Matilda literally saved Pavian and the entire fight because of it.
Positioning as well.
That could have ended up with really badly for Team Liquid Indonesia, but the shield coming in just in time with the guiding wind, bringing Fabian back to a healthy point, and even Widdy himself, he was able to still get out either an enhanced basic attack or one of the wisps to hit Kelra to finish him off. And this is also a really tough game for the Alpha. They were drafted into the corner. Glue knew, Aran knew that he had the advantage over King Kong. So many times King Kong tried to get away. He needed to commit the Spear of Alpha, but that was his best tool to make sure that he wouldn't get grabbed back and repositioned by the glue. But every time, Aran was really held back with that combo as the glue, so that when King Kong is forced to use the Spear of Alpha, he can just pull him back closer to the rest of Liquid Indonesia.
That last engagement as well, actually off camera, you would have noticed that Yehezkiel was Cho. He stole Way of Dragon to isolate Kelra.
Yeah.
He still died to it, but the job was done, right? He's not part of the fight. That's why they were able to just chase them down too. It's so masterfully played together.
We have an interview first, okay, so I'll do my thing later.
What thing?
I have a thing. I have a thing prepared.
Okay.
I have a thing
But
prepared.
okay, so we do have an interview, and of course, every time after a team has won, we bring one of their players or perhaps their coach come over to the show and ask them questions. I'm pretty sure a lot of us have a lot of questions. So let's just invite Fabian.
Fabian!
Welcome back. The last time you came on, you taught me some good things a long time ago. So like, what was that?
The mewing.
The mewing, yeah.
Yeah.
The
Can,
jawline.
can you rate abstract mewing, Fabian?
1 out of 10.
Oh! Hey, at least Fabian is honest, man.
At least he gave me one.
Yeah,
Hey, it's something.
At least he gave me
you can ask him for
Happy with that.
tips.
Yeah, he gave you one.
Exactly.
He didn't give Onyx any points.
Oh, so how can I improve?
What?
Watch, okay?
Okay.
You,
No,
you guys
how
ask me?
can he improve at mewing?
How do I
Ah.
improve at viewing?
Watch and learn. There.
Okay.
Ooh, that's
Alright.
clean.
Okay.
That is clean.
Take note of that.
Yeah, I don't think that I'll ever be. But okay, but 2-0 Fabian. Let's be honest here. Myself and Renma, we thought that world champions 2-0 possible. 2-1 possible. But Team Liquid Indonesia 2-0'd Onyx PH. Was that part of your plan? Do you guys expect that coming in at all? How confident are you guys?
Let's yeah 100 confident.
They really came in.
What I saying yesterday.
That is what he
100.
said yesterday.
That was
We asked him how he felt yesterday. He said 100% confident, you know. We even asked you like, oh, are you gonna say like, oh, I'm gonna solo kill King Kong? You refused to say that, you know. Are you guys like just more of a team player now? You know, it's like a bit more disciplined.
Yeah. Just for now, just discipline. No solo kill again.
That's the growth.
Yeah.
For now. I
Yeah.
mean, and I think at the end of SPS, maybe we can, kind of like probe him again and make him say something to King Kong. But at least for now, since you guys have just finished the game with a 2-0 fashion, anything you like to say to King Kong?
Good game, King Kong.
That was a good game.
Okay, very humble Fabian, and of course Liquid Indonesia. Again, no, congratulations. Here in the panel, I was just saying I really liked how you guys were team fighting. So, was that one of the points from the coaches? Were they always? What were their main points? Let's say to keep things simple, was it to be more disciplined as a team? Was it to be making sure that you know who you're targeting in the team fights? What were the main points of your coaches heading into this game?
Maybe only discipline.
Okay, so it really just falls back to. Do you think that your previous losses to Onyx Philippines was mainly because of a lack of discipline?
I don't know. Maybe Onyx have a G-start, and then he apa? he don't want to against till ID. Maybe in playoff.
So you're thinking that maybe Onyx Philippines are still hiding something for the playoffs a little bit.
Yeah.
So for now, just humility until the end of playoffs.
Yeah.
Do you guys believe that out of the 4 games that you guys have played before, right? All of them were losses to Onyx PH. Do you guys think that all of those contributed to this win right now?
Yeah.
How big of an impact?
So big.
So big. Yeah. It gives you a lot of experience, right? They should know very well like how Onyx behaviors are. Like I gotta ask, after game 1, right, you guys won very handily. In game 2, right at the start of the draft, Onyx straight away stole away the Eve and the Badang. How did that make you guys feel? And then like what was the response?
Badang Aran is Badang auto win.
Okay.
As long as the Badang doesn't go wrong,
That's why
I'll be
Onyx
happy.
still pick.
So
True,
they
makes sense.
respected that. Okay.
Okay, so now, Fabian, I believe that was our last question. Do you have got anything else you'd like to say to the fans once again before you sign off?
For the coverage, thank you for supporting us, and then don't forget to support us until grand final.
Yeah.
All right.
Thank you so much, Fabian. We'll see you in a short bit, and of course at playoffs.
Congratulations.
Thank you, thank you.
Now, your picks. What was that, Rima?
You know, there is no Indonesian representation on this stream right now.
Yes, you're right.
Because fate meant that the Miracle would be coming in for the last one and would sit this one out.
Very
But
conveniently.
I'm a good sport. All throughout the years, I have been one of the most vocal with bantering towards Indonesian teams and our Indonesian fans. So I will give one back to all the Indonesian fans and the Team Liquid fans. You deserve this. Team Liquid ID deserves this. Can you please pass me my my
Your
tools?
instrument.
I do this with great reluctance. As the only Filipino here
Extra instrument.
who for many years has always reveled in joy when a Filipino team would defeat an Indonesian team, but we bow with humility. You deserve this, for we lost in a sweep. And I will continue sweeping until the cameras turn off. Or maybe not, because I actually don't know what's coming up and I might be sweeping for a long time.
Yes,
yeah.
but you kind of claimed that already. And
We got swept.
Yeah, just so happened that we actually have got quite a bit of housekeeping that we gotta have to do.
Yeah.
So you gotta keep going on that. All right.
Onyx got swept so hard that it made Renmar sweep.
Yes. So here's the Stream C update. No matter how crazy of an update it is, we gotta have to keep Renmar there sweeping. All right. So we got SRG against Bigatron Alpha. Bigatron Alpha could have got that in the bag. They could have got a 0-2 in favor for themselves, but it just so happened that game number one, you know, something happened, and Bigatron became Bigatron, gave SRG that 1 point, and now they are dead even, neck and neck. You can never expect, or rather, you wouldn't want such an important game to go down the wire, Siddhartha.
I am highly concerned about the current situation because SRG is literally our final MY rep. If they lose the VTR, we have no MY rep. You know, the same way that you have no more Singapore
No,
rep because I also saw that down there. So it's a sad day for us right now. Might not be a sad day for me. Definitely a sad day for you.
Wow, what a way to just rub it in my face.
No problem.
You're just rubbing it in his face. I see it personal, like it's extra.
It's a sad day for Singaporeans, but maybe not for me. I'm throwing this card right in your face. But you know what's written right behind my cards over here? It's all about the tickets for Mobile Masters. As you can take a look at that QR code right over there, we've got the limited tickets that is available for sale, and it all starts at $10,000 Indonesian rupiah, and that is actually lower than 1 SGD. So what are you waiting for? Make sure you go over and scan the QR code. If not, go to www.esl.gg/SPSMaster25 tickets to get yourself those tickets now.
I think those are pretty good deals, you know. It's gonna be a very big event once again. The basically World Championship for Snapdragon.
Yeah, we talked about it many times. Happening in Jakarta, we're bringing everyone in. It will be a big party. It will be a big show. It will be an amazing fight. And ladies and gentlemen, that is all we have for the past 2 games. We're going on for a short break, and once we are back, we'll be able to give you guys a little bit more excitement, because the next game that's coming up soon is going to be Onyx Esports versus RRQ Hoshi. In fact, pass me that real quickly, because see you soon. I may have talked back to you guys quite a lot, but Team Flash got 2-0 by you guys, so I think it only makes sense.
It's only fair. It's only fair.
Yeah. I gotta own up to it. GG, that will be to see you soon, and to every single one of the audience watching right there. See you guys in the shop pit.
The Snapdragon Pro Series is brought to you by Snapdragon Elite Gaming and DHL.
The journey to greatness starts here. From the 11th to 13th of April, the race reaches its peak at the Tennis Indoor Senayan. Tickets are live. Be part of the climb and secure your spot now. Be part of the journey. Witness the rise to the top.
Hey guys, this is Rose, and right now I am with Ken from Bigatron, because right now we will be actually swapping roles where he will be the host and I will be the player, and obviously later on Ken will be going around the player lounge to interview his fellow players. So Ken, are you ready?
Ready.
Ready.
Oke, kita di sini ada player dari tim Bigatron dan kita bakal tanya-tanya interview dia. Hello. Oi. Halo. Saat ini kita dengan player Bigatron Esport dan kita mau interview dia. Siapa nama Anda?
Nama aku Eman.
What do you feel play in this tournament?
I feel so excited because there's a lot of team from other country. Yeah, we can face against.
What did you expect in this tournament?
I expect there's a lot of good players and good production.
Good production. Do you confident in this tournament?
Yeah, confidence.
Okay. Thank you. And right now there is RRQ player in here, and
RRQ, sorry.
I think I will ask the coach from the RRQ.
Oh, coach.
Yeah.
Okay.
Hello guys, right now I'm with coach from RRQ, Hoshi, and then I will interview him.
Yeah,
I think you're from Bigatron, right? Last season, like 2 seasons ago.
Yeah, but we failed to qualify.
What do you feel? You play in SPS Mlbb season 6 right now.
Like now, very happy. Especially there's a lot team from Indo.
So you excited to play in this tournament?
Yeah, of course, especially against Bigatron.
Nice. What do you want to say for Bigatron Esport in this tournament?
I don't know, don't be rude to us. Yeah, just have fun.
Okay, thank you, coach.
Thank you.
Walking through the bar, all eyes on me. People picking up my energy. Music never stops. They play my song on repeat, on repeat. I'm flying till I hit the sky. The melody is getting high. You know how to free my mind. When I'm with you, my world is golden, so golden. Baby, you make my heart shine You waited all night for me to come back. Why'd you think that it's not alright? Told you that I'm not that type. Didn't mean to get you so excited. Tried to tell you not to fall in love. Why you always hit me uninvited? Just hoping you would get the picture. I've had enough. Now it's time for me to turn around. Thought It's like they never even seen us, and nothing will ever get in between us. I'ma ride by your side every season, and if anyone try to stop us, we just speed up. Yeah, always keep it at 100. Top down, pretty face, so sun-kissed. Know it's scary, but I swear I really love this. Big shades on, summertime in London. I hear you like to gamble. Let's take the road, let's travel. No, I'm a lot to handle, but I wanna go fast with you. Think we can go the distance, although I know we're different. Together we will fit in, so I wanna go fast with you. Living in motion, baby, we're going faster, 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 faster. Seize the moment, baby, keep going faster, 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 faster. Living in motion, baby, we're going faster, yeah, faster, yeah, faster, yeah, faster. Seize the moment, baby, keep going faster, 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 faster. Cutie, dressed up and I'm glistening. I'm the gift, don't wrap me like it's Christmas. Want some yours, you'll know what you've been missing. Feeling like we should get into mischief. Listen, you've been looking like you're down on your luck. Need a girl like me to come through, lift you up. Hold me in your hand, I like when you touch me. Keep me around or you might get lucky. I'ma keep you with the good mood. Keep you up all night. Never, never around you. Baby, this is soul vibe. Got me dancing like a soul train. Laughing the whole time. Got me singing in the shower. Baby, are you all mine? Baby, I'm your four-leaf clover. Your rabbit's foot, your charm bracelet, horseshoe. let's get waved, let's get lit, let's get high, let's come have it. Let's get burst, let's get mashed, let's buy a bottle and splash that cash. Guess what? It's time for action. You're feeling fine, main attraction. Pure vibes, not satisfaction. Feel the baseline, chemical reaction. Chemical reaction. Chemical reaction. Guess what? It's time for action. Come, let's have it. Bad boy rhythm. Come, let's have it. Bad girl style. Okay, all eyes on you. Come, let's have it. It's time to get wild. Come, let's have it. Bad boy rhythm. Come, let's have it. Bad girl style. Okay, all eyes on you. Come, let's have it. It's time to get wild. Pure vibes, not satisfaction. Feel the bass, chemical reaction. You're feeling fine? Chemical reaction. Chemical reaction. Guess what? It's time for action. Chemical reaction. Walking through the bar, all eyes on me. People picking up my energy. The music never stops. They play my song on repeat, on repeat. I'm flying till I hit the sky. The melody is getting high. You know how to free my mind. My mind. When I'm with you, my world is golden, so golden. Baby, you make my heart shine golden, so golden. Feeling so alive, let's dance through the night. Come on, raise a glass, we're electrified.
Halo guys, I'm Ken. Welcome back with me. Sekarang kita berada di SPS Mlbb Season 6. Sekarang kita dengan player kita dan kita mau interview dia. Halo, what is your feeling play in this tournament?
Yeah.
What is your role in this moment?
Yeah.
How long did you play Mobile Legends for prepare this tournament?
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. Hey.
Hey.
Hey, I play Tekken. Yeah. For the first time, who is your name? Luke. Tapi aku lihat kau banyak cakap ya di barusan, kayak banyak talk.
Yeah, just talk, no champion.
I see last season at MPL like you do so many taunting, but at the playoff you lose only taunting but cannot get champion.
Because I'm the one carry my jungle so hard. My jungle cannot retreat.
Thank you. Thank you, Luke. I think I will never interview you anymore. Okay.
So, if I could rate your hosting skills, actually not bad.
I think I have a talent for.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think if you still cannot get champion, I think maybe you can change roles, become a host.
Yeah, I think if I don't get a champion in this SPS, I think I will become a host for next season.
Oh,
It's
you're gonna
enough.
take my job?
Yeah, it's enough. You just be careful.
Oh, I just be careful. Okay,
Yeah.
you know what? Player taunting me, this is quite new, but okay, I like that. I'd give you a solid 8 out of 10.
Not bad for the first time.
Yeah,
I'm
not bad for the
hosting.
first time. I like the questions.
Yeah.
You maybe not too aggressive when you take the player. You're like, boy.
Oh, sorry.
It's okay.
That's only the first time because
Yeah.
I will learn to be better, guys.
Yeah, he's gonna take my job next season. So if you guys want to see Ken as a host, I guess they cannot win this season. So how is it like being a host?
I think it's not fun because sometimes the player don't like you just now only ask.
Wow, like me.
Yeah, like I already asked for long question, but the answer is only yeah.
Now you know what it's like.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, so I will not answer like that anymore if I get.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you so much. Okay, so I hope you had fun. Good luck. And to everybody watching.
And ladies and gentlemen, the last final series of day number 3 and the final game here for the Snapdragon Mobile Challenge Finals Group Stage Season 6. We have a lot of developments while we went off stream, but before that, I'm gonna have to introduce the casters that will be sitting next to me. We've got Mirko with his blood smug face. And of course, we also do have I was expecting a little bit more of like a Puffle.
You're probably gonna win Premier League too.
Oh my!
Wow! That came out from absolutely nowhere.
You'll never walk alone, boys.
So.
Oh my God!
Yes, that's the development. That's why his face is so bloody smug. SRG has lost to Bigatron Alpha, and that means that Bigatron Alpha is guaranteed top 3 slot, or rather top 3 in Group A. And that means they are going to playoffs! Congratulations!
Oh my goodness, dude. Being a Bigatron Alpha fan is not... Well, it's good because they won, but it is not healthy. I'll tell you that. Oh my God.
If anything, the only person that we gotta have to blame is probably Sadafa, because he jinxed his own team clearly when he was like rubbing right in my face.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
Right. So now 2 of us gets to be sad.
I'm okay.
I mean,
yeah. We have like 2 teams in the playoffs.
Yeah, I mean,
you guys want to talk about, my team again?
No, we're good. We're fine.
Hey man, got another one.
So we have to talk about it.
He got another one.
Okay, to be real, his second Savage was pretty sick.
Dude,
wait,
did you see his Moskov play? I think like the Savage is cool, but the Moskov play, if that was a Savage, because he got an unofficial Savage with the Moskov play.
Oh.
So it could have been his 3rd Savage.
I didn't get to see while I was working.
Oh, I'll show you, dude.
Okay.
Hit it.
Show me later.
this is not just this is not all, right? Because not only did he get his 2nd Savage, but that's not only the 2nd thing, because that means that is also SRG's 2nd victim of being a second victim of a Savage.
Oh, you're right.
Oh yeah, they got Savaged on twice this tournament. Yeah, you're right.
Twice in a single tournament and then being grouped.
Way to put it.
Yeah, that's actually very rough for
Add
SRG
salt
fans.
to the wound, man.
I mean, after what Sadafa did to me, yeah.
No, you threw SRG into the ocean with open wounds at this point.
Oh, yikes, man. But, ladies and gentlemen, this is the next game that we are going to be watching. That is going to be Onyx Indonesia versus RRQ Hoshi. My point system here is actually a little bit outdated, but so technically speaking, I don't quite need this. So, this is probably still a fight for Group B, right? Both of them is still in the making, and it's literally anyone's game.
Yeah, if I'm not mistaken, whoever wins this actually qualifies for the playoffs. But I haven't seen the Group B bracket in a while, the points count, because it was very close.
I think you're right. Because RQ were able to beat Team Falcon. Falcon Esports, my bad, 2-0. And Onyx ID were able to beat Eagles Holy 2-1 in the reverse sweep fashion. So I think they might be tied in points.
Yeah, that's actually scary. So this is really what makes it or breaks it. The final game of the final series of the entire group stage. Let's introduce Onyx Esports as well as RRQ Hoshi as we take a look at their head-to-head. As once again, the chart completely bleeding blue with RRQ Hoshi getting themselves quite a bit of the advantage with when it comes down to the team average kills, the average player DPM as well as the team average GPM. All of that is all towards RRQ Hoshi's side. Most picked heroes or so, we are looking at Moskov and Suyo for the side of Onyx Esports, and RRQ Hoshi is happy with their Granger as well as Fasa. But one interesting interaction is the fact that Onyx Esports love to ban the Granger. So possibly RRQ Hoshi would not be able to see the light of day as a Granger.
I I think for this one, long-range heroes are what's gonna be fought for. But then you know what? As I say that, I feel like that's where the meta is at now. Like so much reach and focus required to really excel. If you're very close range focused, like all dive, it's not the easiest strat to pull off in the world now. That's why we're seeing Farsa get picked more as one of the last 2 picks or the last pick for drafts.
And I think that's why it's interesting to talk about Onyx playstyle, because for Onyx ID, we've seen them take a different approach. They haven't been going for long range, or at least when they have been going long range, they've been the one losing. When they've gone for the Moskov, the Phobias, Yves comes in as long range, so to be fair, they have worked, they have made things work with the Yves, but for the most part, it's Moskov Phobias, Moskov Phobias. They always rely on Moskov Phobias, at least the last 2 games against Evo Soul.
Now, let's take a look at the caster's prediction. We do have got 2 people on the set that actually roots for RQ Hoshi. While in the meantime, we've got Mirko 2-0 in favor for Onyx Indonesia. And at this point in time, right, Mirko, every single one of the predictions has been correct.
Yeah.
Except
Everyone
for
on
this
stream. Except for like the first 2 Bigatron matches.
Which you conveniently accent, right? In fact, throughout the entire group stage, you have never casted a single RQ, a single Bigatron game.
No Bigatron, no SRG, no Onyx BH.
Oh. Well, luckily, you can still cast them in the playoffs. Yeah, I mean, that's
catching straight bullets.
Let's introduce Onyx Esports. Since Mirko, you are rooting them for 2-0. Tell us a little bit more about them.
Yeah, we got Mlbb, Kyrie, Sans, Keyboy, and Savero. Again, this lineup, new Savero player in the lineup. No CW this time around. Mlbb still coming back here, taking the place of Rez. And I think we got to talk to Kyrie as well previously on the stream. And he did say that the main problem with this team is chemistry. Sometimes they just don't have communication. Their chemistry is kind of off, but as they get warmed up, they will get better. And I truly believe that after seeing a very stark contrast in the gameplay that was shown by Onyx ID. From game 1 against Evo's Holy to game 2 to game 3 where it was so dominant, the rebuilding Sky Kings, I think, have a good shot now at being fully warmed up against an RQ Hoshi that hasn't really changed much. I think for Onyx, they're still rebuilding. For RQ, they're rebuilding too in a way, but they've lost their main leader. So I'd say they've lost a key part of the puzzle. And Onyx will definitely be looking to exploit that.
I'm still confident designing for RQ here because I feel like after seeing what they did against Falcon Esports earlier, sweeping them, if in that series earlier it looked like a tougher win for RQ Hoshi, if Falcon actually brought them on to the edge, I would confidently say that this could be an Onyx one. But before we talk a little bit more about RQ, we have to look at the stats for Onyx Esports. So they're still within, in terms of their game duration, still within the realm of normalcy here. But surprisingly enough for me, is the most picked hero here for Sans, which is the Aurora. We don't see Aurora that often in SBS. We're seeing more Vexanas and Farsas mainly, and the Valentinas. So it's interesting to see someone like Sans using the Aurora, putting yourself in a situation where your biggest output won't be your assassin-like damage as a mid laner, but what you provide with utility and crowd control.
There's also another thing I would like to point out when it comes down to the draft pick stats, right? In the previous game, they went for 2 times on the blue side and 1 time on the red side, and that tremendously improved their win percentage all over to the blue side. So if now it's 40%, previously it was even crazier.
Yeah, it was that the side selection has been a core part of Onyx Esports for so long. Back when Yeb was the coach too, they always preferred red side. But yeah, the blue side wasn't that bad. It was 0% again before Evo's Holy. But then they found the way to solve that problem. And the way to solve the problem is the Moskov. Savero on the Moskov, actually just every Moskov today has really been cracked. It's been insane. I don't know what it is with this pick. Almost every. I think there's 1 loss on Moskov. Maripan played the Moskov, did really well on it. Kaura played the Moskov. Aaron played the Moskov. It's a good pick. Savero got 2 wins on the Moskov too. The Eve though, I think it has got to be banned away from Onyx. They are so good on the Eve that they are ready to first pick a Eve.
Yeah, they have to ban it. RQ needs to ban it out from them, but I think also for Onyx Esports, they need to highly consider taking it away from RRQ Hoshi. However, looking at their picks, it looks like they have enough tools to actually play into Eve. So maybe it'll be Onyx that might let it.
Quick note, the Granger as well. We did mention that they ban a lot of Granger, which gives them the opportunity to pick up the Moskov as well. So I would actually think that playing into the marksman in the early stages and picking your marksman early might actually pay quite a bit of dividends.
I think so. The Moskov, I'm trying to think, the reason as to how the Moskov has been able to really dictate these games, right? I think it's just the sheer level of the skill ceiling being so high. It's the skill ceiling being so high that these amazing players can get the most out of Moskov and can actually take the games into their hands once they get the Mlbb gun.
Right? So now we're gonna be taking a look at RRQ Hoshi. Renma, what do you have for us?
Well, if you want to stop a team like Onyx Esports, you really have to do it. I still strongly feel like in the center of the map. Yes, Onyx are fielding. Well, Mlbb is a champion already, but in the eyes of many, relatively newer compared to the core center of Onyx Esports. So if you can target the center of the map and try to make it difficult for Kyrie, Keyboy, and Sans to help the side lanes, then it should go well for RRQ Hoshi. So it's going to be on Prince and Sutsujin, I feel like, to really carry the load of a lot of the motions of the game. But if we're looking at, if we want to be a little bit more specific, especially when it comes to team fighting, especially with the last one, we really got to see the impact of EXP laners and mid laners now in terms of shutting down the gold laners and the mid laners of the opposing team respectively.
Now looking at the detailed team statistics, we have a total of 55.55 recurring percent win rate, while also when it comes down to their pick sides, it seems like it's pretty nice stats altogether. 50% win rate on the blue side, and of course 60% win rate onto the red side. Both teams, surprisingly, but both teams does seem to prefer on drafting on over to the red side. Now, we did talk about Toy loving his Granger as well, but not only Granger, since Onyx ID loved to ban the Granger, he also loved to play the Moskov.
Yeah.
There's a couple of times we did see him play the Moskov and with great success. But of course, there's that one game, right? There's that one game.
That was an unfortunate, sequence of SODs that just barely hit.
Yeah.
It was super unfortunate for Toy, but yeah, I think the Granger is still definitely the most comfortable pick for him. And that's a problem when you're up against Onyx ID. Onyx, even not against Toy, they always ban out the Granger. They don't even want to pick up the Granger, so I think at this point, Onyx will just ban it. Even if they're first pick, they probably will ban it.
Yeah, and again, you can say here's the philosophy for RRQ Hoshi when it comes to reach. Their most picked and their successful heroes are, look, long-range folks. That's the point we were trying to make earlier. Maybe that's also one of the reasons why we see someone like Sans end up with the Aurora as his most picked hero. Maybe teams are denying hope from them because they understand that if Onyx can whittle you down before any fight starts, that's not going to be good for you. So you're forcing Onyx, especially Sans, to play a little bit closer, while at the same time you end up with a lineup that has more reach so that you can build that advantage before team fight starts.
There's a lot of similar trends when it comes down to heroes at this point. Granger is one, Suyo is definitely another one. Let's not forget about Yves too. There's a lot of bans that's going up all over to RRQ Hoshi. In fact, 8 most banned by opponents. That's actually kind of scary. So I think it's fair to say that a lot of these heroes that we commonly see in many of the other matches, we might just not see in this matchup.
Yeah, and I think this is a very, very good comparison for both teams. The fact that Yves is also up there when it comes to most banned by opponents for RRQ Hoshi means that RQ and Onyx might not look to ban the Yves. They might look to just contest it, right? I think this is first pickable for both these teams. RQ know now that Onyx really rely on the Yves if they're on blue side first pick. Let's say RQ now take the blue side. It's not the best win rate on the blue side for them, but if it means they get the Yves over Sans, I think it could be a solid strategy.
Yeah, if they're gonna give that up or they're willing to, I think then we'll have to look at RRQ Hoshi picking up heroes that can easily break formations. The Jawhead's like the most picked roamer for them. That's one of the best picks you can do. Gacha. I think this one we might see a CC game or two, but Glue I think also would be another A tier to watch out for the EXP lane. I keep checking the numbers here, and correct me if I'm wrong, man talking to me in my head, but okay, so if you win 2-0, you get 3 points, right?
That's right.
Aurora's sitting at 4.
Okay.
They're going up against EVOS Holy with 6 points.
Yeah.
If Aurora can sweep EVOS Holy, that puts them at 7.
Yep.
If RRQ Hoshi sweeps Onyx, that puts Onyx at 6. Meaning, Aurora can actually climb suddenly to the 3rd spot and secure a playoff slot.
From bottom, from all
the way from the bottom. If Onyx gets swept, if Onyx get even one
and if
point,
they sweep Evos. Aurora. Sorry.
Okay, so again, the conditions for Aurora is that if they sweep EVOS, and if RQ Hoshi sweeps Onyx, then Aurora may actually just end up in the playoffs.
Together with Falcons and?
Falcons, and that is going to be up in the air because Falcon Esports is going up against Team Falcons PH, who are already playoff secured. But Falcon Esports is at 5 points, and they can get 8 points max.
Oh my goodness.
It's so
Folks,
tight in Group B.
Yeah,
It's all about the clean sweeps.
Yeah.
Basically, the conclusion is this group is crazy.
This group is crazy.
It's insane. You're gonna have to do maths on top of just watching these matches, and even that might not be enough because again, you cannot predict the outcomes. It could be 2-1, it could be 2-0, it could be maybe it could be 3-0.
No, that can't be.
Actual
I don't know why I agreed with you initially when you said that until I realized, wait, that's not right.
Yeah. This is the actual group of death. And honestly, we can never know what's it gonna look like now. But regardless, we're gonna go into the drafting phase with Onyx Esports on to first pick and RRQ Hoshi on second pick. So far, no signs of Eve ban.
Yeah, I like this Hayabusa Prio ban for RQ Hoshi and Onyx Esports. Taking out the Joy and Alpha means that's an easy Suyo first pick for them. Or they could also still surprise and first pick that Eve as well. But you can see exactly what we were talking about for Onyx. They don't want to go up against that poke so much, they take away the Granger. And Alpha's so good against dive compositions.
Yeah. So here, both teams can actually ignore the Juicin, right? Because for
Yeah.
Onyx Esports, they want to pick up the Eve. I think they want RRQ to go for the Juicin, and for RRQ, they're like, no, you go Juicin, I want a Eve. So maybe Cascade was right, you know? Juicin up in the air. Why our team is banning that pick?
Gotta say though, it was Fuse Juicin that, messed them up.
It's back to the RRQ Hoshi thing again, because they actually banned for it.
Wait,
Okay.
they banned the Eve.
So they gave the juice
They
in.
give the Juicin, and then what? Farsa?
Farsa is available. Valentina is available.
But this is where
but
it's interesting because you don't know if you're gonna go Juicin or Suyo. If you go
Yeah.
Juicin, then the Suyo is definitely gonna come up for RQ. And then what's up for Kyrie? Nolan was what he went for previously.
Do they want the Moskov just so that they can solidify the Moskov form toy?
I think so. Yeah, I think they go Moskov, and then I think Phobia's here, right? Because
Yes.
but then it'll be
100%.
very risky because then RQ will just double down on the jungle bans again. What are the jungles? Nolan gets banned out, and then that's it. In terms of meta picks, what Lansom Ling? They banned the Ling.
No way. At that point, it's way too difficult. They already got, the best jungle combos are off the board. It's not like Kyrie's gonna play like a Lucas jungle.
Huh?
You know?
Huh?
I mean, right up with the Jew shit. They'll have to cheer for Gacha. My brain!
Both these teams are going really crazy here. It really feels like it's just respect. They don't go for the Moskov or the Phobias. It's Nolan Joy.
Yeah. So let's have to go for a little bit more dive because they're banking on the idea that the mid laner here for RQ Hoshi will be easily caught out by Jawhead. Because if this is a Valentina, that's already a target to catch. If this is a backline focused mage, then the Jawhead will be able to use the Unstoppable Force to break information.
What about Lucas here, right? There's no Phobias there. There's no... Okay, they go Mathilda. I thought they were going to go Lucas and then ban out the Phobias CC and just have Phobias... Or sorry, have Lucas go dive in hard.
Yeah. I mean, they can still bring in the focus at this.
Yeah, maybe they can. Right side first pick.
Yeah, I don't like playing focus when I'm up against something like a Juicin and a Nolan.
You have Mathilda though.
True, it should provide the Phobias a little bit more survivability.
It feels as though that mobility might be the name of the game for RQ Hoshi just because of the Jawhead plus choosing combination. That's kind of scary to me.
You know, there was one pick that, if I'm not mistaken, I can't recall if it was EVOS or RQ Hoshi when we got to speak with the coach. Because right before we were talking about how Indonesian teams aren't really a big fan of the Edith. Yeah. One of those two coaches mentioned Edith, and if you put the Edith in the hands of Araki Hoshi, yeah, you're a little bit magic damage focused, but then you end up with someone that you cannot toss if you are a Jawhead. And usually with if it's the Edith getting the vision, if you throw the Edith, you're just easily gonna bring out his her ultimate, which is not gonna be good use for you, because that's gonna instantly be a full stack Edith that you have to deal with. Araki Hoshi will be able to respond.
There you go.
There we go. But they go Lucas. Okay.
So he just comes in a bit late. And actually, RQ have technically forced Onyx to ban out the Phobias. That means, like, without the counter pick, do you go CC? Is it too squishy, though? And again, for the CC, there's sustain now. So usually CC against Lucas, you're able to just beat out the sustain of the Lucas.
Yeah.
But now what about a Lucas plus Mathilda?
Yeah, it's might be actually be tough here for a CC. A little bit too squishy. I'd like to see them even consider. As much as I don't like it, high loss EXP would be okay. They just need something stable, you know, something with revitalize as well.
I guess
that just allow them to hold.
At this point in time, I think it will only make sense for them to not look too much into the matchup against Julius and just look at the overall team strategy.
You go Irithel too, that's the safest choice right now. Moskov.
Yeah.
Masih stream anjir.
For something like a Claude against the Herald, if it's just pure laning, but then you would have trouble against the other three. So yeah, I think Irithel is the best choice here.
Yo.
For RQ though, to close things off.
Come back, guys.
And having this crazy
Kita stream apa nih?
Want to go Farsa? It's long range burst, and they are dive. They have enough offense to throw Onyx away from Farsa.
Yeah, and I think that might supplement the Lucas a little bit better. Vexana could be okay.
Oh, they take it away from Onyx.
Okay, so they go. Yeah, they put down a big AoE field of crowd control. So it's the more conservative route, because they already have hella magic damage from the Harith and the burst. Even Matilda has a fair amount of magic damage pushed out as well.
Just more CC. Yeah, just play within the summon force as well.
Exactly, the crowd control.
This is looking to be a pretty fun game. RQ Hoshi have got quite a lineup, while in the meantime Onyx Esports, I think that there's definitely a little bit of I think question mark, at least for my side. How exactly are they gonna play around with this? Because RQ Hoshi, boy, the team fight potential is definitely huge. Onyx Esports versus RQ Hoshi, Kingdoms against Kingdoms, and this is where we are going to be hoping that the Fallen King will be able to find their way to reclaim their throne all over again. Here, back again, Land of Dawn, final match of the series of the group stage. Ladies and gentlemen, it's time for us to witness the end.
Another battle for the knockout stage, for playoffs in Snapdragon Pro Series. Here it is, the Royal Derby from MPL ID makes its way to the international stage. Onyx ID versus RRQ Hoshi.
We made a big deal about Onyx Esports wanting to play into the close range, a little bit more towards that, and that's exactly what they drafted. They want to get up close and personal. But instead of Araki Hoshi leveraging that thought and wanting to go for range, they said, you know what, let's just meet up and see which one can knock out the other first.
Yeah, I mean, based on the draft here, I do want to say, Onyx have always taken a very Onyx route to the drafts. Like, they have their own style of play, you know? Nolan coming in here, over picking up the Moscow Phobias. They're also very unpredictable. Yeah. You expect Moscow Phobias, they've been winning with Moscow Phobias, and they're like, no, what the hell are you talking about?
To be fair, I think they also acknowledge what we realized in the draft, that if they don't pick up their jungler in the first phase, it might get all banned out. Because if that Nolan was taken away, what's Kyrie going to get stuck with? An old school Julian? That's not going to fare well.
Yeah, we've seen the Julian from Demon Kite, from Aurora. Those were from the losing games. Those I don't think you want to copy that. But for you guys, scan the QR code, tap your screen 2 times, rewind. There are tickets for sale for the Masters, Mobile Masters, and it's only 10,000 IDR. Yeah, not even $1.
So cool. That's our first Masters event. Oh, trailer already.
Bit of a
yeah, just both junglers poking each other down. So we're looking at how Kipo and E-Dog will be able to get comfortably into position, because their respective mid laners are actually good partners for them. That I think it's just gonna be a lot of roamers getting brought down relatively low before things happen.
Power Spike with ultimate for Sans, down to Iron, Comet Beast, Ludpi. Still there is an all Crimson Beacon now gets stunned up, forced to flicker out. Frigid Glacier comes down, Ludpi still able to pop and revitalize. Now it's Kai from the side, Red Tree win, and Sutsujin is caught in the bad spot, still able to dash away, and it's only Ludpi who was traded in. E-Dog tries his best to get in there, but will be forced to move away.
Good reposition by the Lantern Flare by Sans, actually taking Dyren out. Oh, what? He found Susujin. He just went into the jungle.
He almost killed Edok too.
It could have been a double for him, but he committed the flicker to do it. But hella worth it at this point. That's the start you want of your Onyx, especially with Kyrie on this Nolan. That should supplement Snowball. If ever Araki Hoshi mess up the next fight, it's not going to be a good start for them.
And you know, a fun fact about Nolan is you actually clear faster than the Suyo. So if you're looking to snowball in the early game, this is the pick that has been very underrated, but it's amazing at looking for snowballs, especially if you have a Jawhead. That's a crazy combo, right? Yeah. Physical defense shred into the Nolan burst. Rinse with the flicker, Sans, Crimson Beacon.
And I like how Keyboy didn't need to throw Sans back, but he still did it just for safety.
It's a formality.
Yeah, it's a formality. It's like, hey, don't worry, I'm gonna keep you safe, man. So what Onyx Esports has done is they've already taken their conditions, as we were talking about, for an early game snowball for the Nolan. They took down Susujin early, and Keyboy was able to get the kill for himself, while Kyrie also got the turtle. So far, it's all good for Onyx Esports. That's why you're seeing Araki Hoshi being a little bit more aggressive with Dyren's rotations, trying to see if they can trade something. Speaking of trading, though, in the bottom lane, that is Toy doing well against Severo.
Toy on the Harith. Once you get level 4, you get that book and the Azure Blade, it's enough for you to constantly get the instant reset. You don't have that 1 second cooldown on skill 2 anymore. So, Toy, you had level 4, it's basic. Oh, Keyboy actually still want to take that.
Yeah.
But you hit level 4 and you have those items, it means you're going to win in every all-in. For Onyx, Severo needs to wait for someone to help him.
Toy just needs to watch out for that Jawhead. Haskell's already built up by Severo. Better positioning here slightly for Onyx Esports, especially with Sans zoning out. Let's see if Araki Hoshi can take this away from Kyrie.
Queller, use the Sans. 2-level lead already for
Good
Kyrie.
cut.
Now Glorious Pathway plays down. Frigid Glacier stunning Ludwig down as well, but Kyrie is still able to get the kill on Susujin. Claims the Richie for free, gets out clean. Dyren chasing him down, but still the back line is completely taken out by Severo. Heavy crossbow damage, and now Kyrie comes back in to feast on these players. Dyren still trying to zone Kyrie away here. Goes back in. Ludwig survives!
He still stays alive. Dyren, instead of sticking around and trying to just whittle him down with basic attacks, decided to use the guiding wind to get on out of there. He was respecting what Keyboy could have possibly done to him. Onyx Esports ended up in a matchup where it is Araki Hoshi wanting to dance with them with these skirmishes and team fights, close range, mid range only. And Araki Hoshi are suffering while Onyx are so happy.
You don't want to give Susujin farm at all. Oh, Edok!
What?
A wild dive from Edok, an uncharacteristic mistake from the man you would trust in RQ.
We're seeing a little bit of tilt-teasy happening right now for Araki Hoshi.
Tilt-teasy.
Gotta slow things down a little bit. Wow, okay, Severo, I think he also got caught Edok because he used the jump from the heavy crossbow to jump under the turret, and Edok just had no way to escape.
Keyboy, caught up position, he made a demand force already, though Dyren goes in for the stun, but Ludwig's there always. Yo, count Ludwig as a second roamer. He has not taken any minions since, what, the second turtle?
Yeah, Midnight and I have had this thing for SPS so far where there's been a bad track record of Glorious Pathways and high loss for SPS this season. Mlbb is showing a great example of how to properly utilize the Glorious Pathway, especially with the last turtle fight, that cut, and then the cut to eventually led to Edok overstepping in the bottom lane. So far, so good for the young EXP leader.
And Kyrie is doing it again on the Nolan. He did this against Albert, 3-level lead. He was able to extend it to a 4-level lead, and currently he's standing at a 3-level lead, but Susujin is catching back up, now back down to 2. But Turtle, this will definitely put Kyrie at a very, very comfortable amount of that 3-level again. Now 12-9, and they want to take the purple away, and there's just too much pressure. RQ cannot go for that, and Toy forced to use to purify Edok. Oh, it's an all-in from Sans. Crimson Peak and Severo caught in the bad spot, gets taken out. Now the freeze to Lutpi, no revitalize here. Still able to sustain somehow. Keyboy gets the ejector, the glowing wand, take down below. Lutpi is still surviving. Kai diving deep into enemy lines, gets the kill on Rins and makes it even on the board.
Keyboy German suplex his own teammate to safety. Lutpi gets away. I really thought the burn would get him, but he survives. Oh, okay, Edok, okay, you're fine.
Ashes.
He's waiting.
Fracture assassination again from Kyrie. The fracture not connecting, but hey, it's a win.
Everything hitting right now for Onyx Esports. They're countering the counters of RQ Hoshi. And Kyrie has been on point with the entries and the timings. He knows he has a considerable lead against Sutsujin, 2 levels, and now it could be even more.
That's an assassination. Kyrie is unstoppable. Recall! What? That is not a sight we are used to seeing from this man.
He knows. He knows he's in the lead. He knows he's in control, and that Sutsujin will have to work so hard to climb back to a comfortable spot in terms of the farm. Kyrie isn't even near Sutsujin's purple buff, and Onyx Esports wants to contest for him.
Did Kyrie and Sans, swap bones? I don't think Kyrie is a recaller,
Yeah, to be fair, Sans is spending a lot of time holding Lantern Flare, so he can't spam recall.
He's doing it for him.
Yeah, he's doing it for him, exactly. That's chemistry,
How I've missed, by the way, to just yell out Kai.
I'm waiting for you to finish it off. I just heard you Kai. When are you gonna dish out the re?
We'll see if they make it to playoffs first, Maybe we're saving the over knockouts.
Why is it squeakier now?
Every time I say it has to be higher.
Okay. Let's see. Are you? Okay.
From Rince to it now. Sutsujin diving to his demise. The Crimson Beacon Lancer to the Rince has no flicker. It's a full dive now for the side of Onyx. Kyrie jumping in again, getting the fracture, and in the midst of it all gets a double kill. Even with the beast form, it's a triple for Kyrie. Toy running away. Kyrie not given the maniac, but Severo will be the one to wipe our Kyoshi out. Kyrie went for the maniac, he gets shut down by Tyron. But Onyx, that was a big win.
Consolation kill at that point. Sutsujin going in, trying to get that
Mabuk
stun was a surprising moment, and that eventually led to the collapse.
Bawa kan dia.
Yes, Onyx Esports just caught everyone in the glorious pathway, forced flickers out early, and Arkihoshi could just stand there and try and fight, but at that point the lead is too much, the damage is too much. Dare I say, that felt like a totally charged forward by Sutsujin.
That was a very desperate move, because it was miscoordinated not just by Sutsujin.
Suaranya terjelas, Wade.
Sutsujin starts with a perch, and then
ngerebek suara mana?
And then Rince flickers forward. That made Sutsujin think, oh wait, we're still going despite the miss?
Bentar.
Arkihoshi really needs to find a way to slow things down here. If not, it's hard for them to slow down.
Wah,
They themselves need to slow themselves down. Keyboy though might find someone. Okay, good thing they were able to check the skills and read his position there. But Onyx know they're in control right now. They're slow pushing, the Lords left alone. They're trying to draw Arkihoshi's attention to the middle of the map. Eventually, they'll have to take care of the push up top. And Kyrie finds Rince!
Signature Kyrie out of nowhere, finding Rince, knowing he doesn't have flicker, he doesn't have that passive, no Pride of Ice. Guiding Wind to bring them back. Again, Glorious Pathway gets placed down. Some on-force 2 from Toy to defend. The base turret will stay alive, but the fact that Rince was taken down, and the fact that Onyx, they were able to already get the Holy Defense and the base turret that low with the First Lord, means that it's again a big win. Onyx will continue with the siege. It will not stop with the base turret being low. They will go into the mid lane, up top as well, and take all of the tier 2s left in this game.
Keyboy and Sans, as long as they control the center of the map, Onyx Esports will play comfortably. Unfortunately, Arkihoshi were not able to put Keyboy and Sans in an uncomfortable spot. Sans' phone, his device now has a deep dent where his thumb is for the Lantern Flare. It looks like every time we see Sans, he's just holding on to that ability, while Keyboy is providing the info for the juice in.
Kapan glory-nya, Dek?
A suffocation at this point, right? Like you cannot breathe if you're RQ.
Alhamdulillah, Mang Cager.
It's not gonna happen. It's frozen everywhere, and it's not like you have a diversion to make these crazy plays happen. It's Aurora. It's Lucas. It's very but your engage, your play style. You have to win that early game. You have to
naon
win.
deui ya guys. Ieu mah ya sare di mah.
But again, it's on Sans now. Oh, the burst from Kyrie gets
Dyron, that was the frontliner that we were concerned might not die with
Goblok
the
anjing eta anu
I am a
ngahack
toxic
akun
EX
aing
player.
anjing
At that
kabeh
point, I
bangun
am
beunang.
telling Suchijin, bro, come on, man, you baited me. Like, I went in because you went in first. We have this term in Filipino, we call it dama.
Tolong anjing dicetan hiji-hiji goblok
I got
anjing
caught
aing teh.
because of something you did. Hopefully Dyron isn't blaming Suchijin though.
What's the other one? What's the Asar?
Asar is like, that's annoying.
Ah, okay.
That's like too annoying. Man, this tough. Arky Hoshi, they're suffocated, frozen, tangled.
Bagi
They
buat
put
orang
resources,
hiji
all
atuh.
they want is Moana. It'll take a Herculean task for them to come back. You have to look at the reflection like Mulan, see what they can do.
Man. I want to make another Disney
kabut
reference.
tinggi mah.
Mine is broadcast double.
Oh.
But it's okay, you know. For Araki Hoshi, I wonder if what's the strategy now? Like they want to make a big play happen, but I think it's just like they're too elusive. They have so many ways to escape. There's Blink, actually 2 blinks for Sans, Flicker and Crimson Beacon.
Yeah, and unfortunately, one of the saddest facts is, okay, the perfect the item of Juicin that she's been holding on to this whole time. Finally, Sans has it in his hands. Glorious Pathway, this could be it.
Glorious Pathway.
Bawa, tukar dia
Slow
eta
the members
botol
down.
hiji.
Sabero has been hitting onto the base turret, unable to get the turret.
Terus?
Just yet another way.
Kena botol 60
But the Lord will get the turret down below. There is no doubt about it. One charge and it is down. One base turret down. Fortunately for Araki Hoshi, it's not the far lane, so they can still
Dia bawa yang
hold
base lagi.
the bases out of their base.
Unfortunate for Arky Hoshi, they need
Apa?
a big
Naon,
moment,
Dad?
but they are in this situation because they overextended their attempts.
Oh, Sans
What?
trying to see those Saberos not able to see with the heavy crossbow. Dyron going in deep. Kyrie gets the assassination down up inside the base. Sans, he was the one to Crimson Beacon forward. He flickered forward. Yet he stayed alive, full HP. It almost looked like he didn't do anything.
The Matilda and the Lucas were the ones that dove in. It was Sans who stopped what could have been an RRQ Hoshi response to try and help out those who tried to look for Sabero.
Flicker out. The ejector flick, they're not connected. Keyboy will fall, but Toy has just been forced outside of the bond towards the stun there with a poke. Sutsujin able to run away, but Onyx are not concerned with just these members. They want the base, and they will take it. That is a 1-0 lead to Onyx Esports.
Onyx Esports, they never